contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
In a market full of noise, trust the Nickley Group to give you straight answers and smart real estate advice. The Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Thinking of buying or selling a home quickly? Just call Nickley and tell them Jim Colbert told you to call. Nobody does guaranteed cash offer on your home better than the Nickley Group. Get your own team of local experts. Secure more money twice as fast. Real experts that get real results. The Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty. Visit thenickley.com.
Another month, another high utility bill. You know, those old windows and doors might be the culprit, letting valuable energy escape and your money too. Upgrade them with Renewal by Andersen. At Renewal by Andersen, their energy efficient windows and doors have the latest advanced technology, keeping your home comfortable year round, helping reduce your energy costs and make your home more eco-friendly too. And with their Smart Sun Glass option, you'll minimize heat loss and maximize energy savings. Renewal by Andersen windows are beautiful, durable, and energy efficient. Candace says my window project with Renewal by Andersen was completed today. Very professional and hardworking team. I love my new windows. Thank you, RBA team. It's fall savings month, and they're offering 20% off all replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to see all the beautiful products they offer and check out their hassle-free process and 4 easy steps. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Eustace Roofing has a scary good deal with their spectacular savings event. $1,500 off your roof replacement. Serving all of Orlando with trusted hands-on service since 1959. Visit eustaceroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today. Terms and conditions apply.
Visit Cocoa Beach on the Space Coast this Columbus Day weekend and support the National Kidney Foundation's 40th annual Surf Fest, featuring hundreds of competitive surfers in pro and amateur divisions, live entertainment, and fun for the entire family. For more information, visit nkfsurf.com.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Reese Impact Windows are guaranteed for life and transferable when you sell. ReeseWindows.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Holiday Magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. CHECK. That's check. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. Lots to get to today, from Chicago fights the Feds to another big twist for the Super Bowl halftime show. And get ready to pay up for your Snapchat account. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. Send us a dispatch right now at thenewsjunkie.com. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right to the studio in real time. And it is, friends, a Share the Show Tuesday.
Share that show.
That's when you share the show. You tell somebody about the News Junkie radio show. Say, hey, I listen to this, and I think you may like it a tad bit.
That's
Boom.
right.
It said just like that, and you've shared the show.
Boom.
Alternatively, for the mounds of you who are watching over on YouTube, all you have to do, this massive army of people, is collectively gather and click the like button just once.
I thought it was smash the bell.
You could smash the bell if you want, but really just click the like button. Just share the show by clicking the like button, and you are good to go on a Share the Show Tuesday. How's everybody doing on a Tuesday?
Hungry.
Great. You're hungry.
Yeah.
All right,
They're
share that
remodeling
link.
my Wawa, and it's going to take a couple weeks, so it's
Oh, you didn't get your burritos?
throwing
Tough
off my routine.
Tough times in the world of Sealand. They are remodeling my Wawa at the moment.
Very first world
Have
problem.
you considered some very expensive mixed nuts over in the kitchen here
Not
at
yet.
HQ?
Not yet. So maybe
What about to make an extended route to work in iHeart HQ? Stop by Buc-ee's, and then you can get whatever you want there.
Fresh
And then,
brisket?
that is a very early rise just for some smoked brisket breakfast.
I thought you were a
But now I
fan.
want brisket.
I am a fan.
You were a fan. Just throwing that at you. We got a lot to get to today. Wanted to say something quickly. We're about, 3 weeks away-ish from the roast, the big roast event, which is going to be such a blast. We're going to ride it hard with you.
Yeah, so hard.
On October 30th, okay, for the roast. I don't know if we're going to survive the next day. I don't know what's going to happen the next day, but I do
don't
know
if
that
our jobs will survive the next day.
it's a good chance they will. There are some things that will happen at this roast that
That's
may
why no
just be
kids
the
allowed.
end.
Please and thank you.
And we may just get so angry at each other afterwards. It's like, well,
This is going to be weird.
been a good run, but we ended here tonight at the Dr. Phillips Center.
If we do the roast and we all piss each other off, and then we come in the next day, and Sabrina's the only one that dresses up for Halloween, and again,
I'm not making that mistake for the fifth
True.
time in a row.
We should do that for the roast. We'll
Can
tell
I
her
tell you
that.
that? I have got my idea for this year, and
Uh-huh.
I now have to reconsider because there's no way I can be the only one dressed up at work
Oh, yeah?
as this.
Well, what are you going to be? Can you tell us if you're not doing it?
I'm going to. All right, I'll tell you. Because I want you to imagine me as old Greg.
Old Greg. Who's
I'm
Greg?
old Greg.
Greg?
Google image. Go old Greg, please.
Is this going to land if nobody knows what it is? Old Greg?
I mean, a lot of people chat,
I
help
have
me out.
no idea what that is. It's like
I'm
a bog
old
man?
Greg.
I see
My
that
mangina.
it's some sort of nostalgia thing.
He loves Bailey's.
People will know what it is, but I don't. Did you know that, C-Lan?
No, I don't.
Okay.
And I have
Calls
done
himself cool.
I have done the move where I show up to a Halloween party wearing like a mask that nobody knows what it is.
I mean, I was Consuela from Family Guy, and everyone's like, "What are you?"
I would have read
Just
that from a mile
maid?
away.
Yeah, you'd
I'd be
think.
like, you're the Family Guy lady. I could see what's going on here. But if you came in as old Greg,
Superman, no, he.
Yeah, no,
in
no one knew it.
fact, you're going to get a double whammy, I think, from a lot of people because they're going to go, "Who are you?" And then, are you an army guy?
Is chat responding?
Are you a ghillie suit people? Somebody says it's old, so old.
I'm old Greg.
What
Exactly.
a great costume!
Thank you.
I'm old Greg. There's a couple of people who
Drink
know what this is.
Bailey's out of a shoe.
Exactly.
I
You
don't
guys
know what
should
any of
watch
that
it.
means.
It's a great bit.
I mean, I feel like what you're going to do is you're going to go, "Here's my costume," and then people go, "What is it?" And you'll be like, "I'm old Greg."
Exactly.
And then people are going to be like, "Is that Charlie Murphy?"
And then
or
maybe I'll have, like, instead of showing the light that would come from my crotch, once again, this is a throwback, a call
Excuse
out.
me? This is part of the costume? You
It's
have
part of the
flashlights
skit,
in your crotch?
But I also have a QR code in which people can watch the video real quick and know what I'm referring to. So, yeah, I think maybe just a witch's hat for that Friday.
All right. Well, we'll see. We have no idea what's going to happen, but we do know this. We were looking at the event, and all of the main seats are gone, right? Like all the main row seats are gone. And everybody gobbled them up.
I'm looking at pictures of old Greg, and I go,
I'm old Greg!
And I go, that's a lot of work for a costume that a lot of people are not going to get.
Okay.
No, you know what
You
would be
guys
great
don't get it. Doesn't mean a lot of people don't get it.
Let's convince her not to do it, and then we'll both dress up as old Greg on Halloween.
If you do. I think, honestly, the three of us as old Greg would
It's
be
over.
really cute.
Well, all right. Here's the deal. So we sold out the main section of the seats for the roast. There's like some side and other options available. But then we found out that the venue was holding some seats. And we're like, well, you're holding some seats because they wanted to get some people into the roast, I guess. And the goal is to get as many of you into the roast as possible. All right?
For their events, and it makes a little sense for things that are not our roast.
Mm-hmm.
They hold a handful of seats for their top donors and VIPs and stuff like that. And I go, your top donors are not going to want to see the roast of Sean Lawson.
Or maybe they will.
We want people in these seats that are huge fans of the shows that are going to know what's going on.
Yeah, and I bet the top donors know who old Greg is. I mean, it's all coming together now.
There's not a single top donor who knows old Greg. If there is,
You're telling me the Dardens, the actual Dardens with Darden on their birth certificates,
I love your lobster bisque.
are going to go, oh, yeah, old Greg, this is the best.
Well, what they did was they held these seats, including the very front and center table they were holding. And we're like, well, we're going to need these. We need these seats. So they have done us a solid. They're awesome people over there. And they have released some good seats. In fact, the best seats in the house, right stage center, right in front of the stage where the roast is going to be happening, has opened up. So somebody gobble that up right now. While you have an opportunity to grab these. If you want to know how to get them, the best way is thenewsjunkie.com/roast. Okay. The News Junkie with an IE on the end /roast. But we got them to open those up. And we got about 3 weeks. I'll tell you this, true story. I have already crossed 3 jokes off my list because I was like, too far. Too far.
That's not surprising. We probably should all talk about what is a no-go because I have a list of things that
I didn't drop anything off the list for you. I dropped other things off the list for other people, and it was because I told Courtney, like, I got some bangers, and I told Courtney, what do you think about this line? And she's like, no, that's too far. You can't do that. And I'll be fine, scratch that one out. And I was like, what if I tone it down? Okay, all right, we might be able to work that in. But that's only because I'm aiming for the fences. I'm absolutely aiming for the fences.
I'm going beyond the fence.
Yeah, I'm aiming beyond the fence.
It's burning bridges time.
I'm aiming for old Greg. He's out there.
Greg.
He's way out there.
This is Bailey's close up.
All right, let's see what we got. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great big wide world of ours. And my God, would this be a weird situation? You ready for this? Somebody's in California, I think. Where did this happen? I have to figure this out. It was on Highway 50 in Sacramento, California. How on earth does this person not freak out and start cursing in this video? Okay, let's
Are you
watch
sure
this
that
together.
they don't?
I'm positive that they don't. Oh, you hear their radio. Their radio is pumped up a little bit. But as they're sitting on the highway in Sacramento, California, as they're sitting on the highway, the helicopter, the medevac helicopter, crashes right next to them.
Oh.
And here we go. Watch, right? See? They're filming. Medevac helicopter flying overhead. All right? They don't even say anything. The chopper just crashed right next to them on the street, and no one in this car filming makes a peep. And what happened afterwards, and I'll show you. I've got another video of the aftermath of this, Sela. And here's afterwards. And they said, I don't know if there's any deaths as of yet or anything like that. This is just the people were able to escape from the wreckage at least. But here's what it looked like.
Oh,
the chopper. Blade's obviously gone. Chopper is on its side on the highway. And this just fell down right next to somebody. David says they were filming and driving. David, that was the least of their worries, that they were filming and driving. There was a helicopter that landed, crashed.
Is that your answer for why they weren't cursing and freaking out?
I mean, I know I would have been like, whoa, man, beep, 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 beep. I would have said all of the curse words.
Yeah.
I can't say them right now because,
I can't believe you just did say them. I mean, I can't believe you just said so many curse words.
I thought we weren't talking about you until just now. I thought about, like, what if I just said MFer and I looked back and Sabrina had run to the bathroom and I was like, oh my God. What if I did slip up? Life. So I don't know if Sela could throw off the headphones and run into the other studio fast
buddy,
enough.
do you think I really need to throw off the headphones and run into the other studio?
It's on his phone or something.
Really? You could do it from there? Okay.
Yeah, I can hit the dump from here.
Well, let's try it. Mother! No, it's not worth it. But I can't believe they didn't freak out when this medevac chopper crashed right next to them on the road. But there they go. We'll see what happened. Hopefully all those folks can pull through. It's tough out there, though. Because from what I can tell today,
my favorite name for the medevac is still the Traumahawk. If you have a better one, throw it at me. But
that's what we had growing up. It was called the Traumahawk, and I didn't. It's one of those things that sometimes you don't realize stuff until you move to different places, and then you move somewhere else, and you're like, oh, you guys call it this. Oh, you guys say this instead, and you realize everything's like all regional. It's just like when you move to a new city and you realize, oh, you guys have the same exact car sale commercials that we have, but like your dealership is in the song instead of the name of the dealership.
It's the same voice guy and everything.
Yeah, this is like one guy
even the same celebrity Dan Marino cameo.
Yeah. Coast to coast, baby.
What did you call the game with we do the 1, 2, 3 shoot, and you either do the scissors?
You called it something
rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, I grew up with paper, rock, scissors.
Paper, rock, scissors.
It's weird because you grew up in the same area that we did.
I'm just saying the people that I learned it from.
He was with the
paper,
rich
rock,
kids.
Scissors.
Yeah,
No, he was with the rich kids. Yeah. If you have a Taco Bell at your high school, they call it paper, rock, scissors. Yeah, because they start with the paper, which is a little higher end. The rock you don't want to lead with.
It's eucalyptus or something.
Yeah.
Although
they
Courtney
don't
did
have
tell me
a Taco Bell at my high school. It's a Rocco's Tacos now. they do tableside guac right there in the atrium.
I had a 4-month-old Salisbury steak.
Just to keep it on the rock theme very quickly, Courtney told me, and I thought this was pretty good. Apparently, there's a trend going on right now where you go outside, just anywhere outside, and you get a rock and just find a rock outside. And then you bring it over to like your family member, your mom or something. And you're like, we got this for you at Anthropology.
I saw that video. It's so great. Do it, but it has to be a rock from their own house.
Yeah.
Because
and then the people are like, "Wow, this was almost $100," and they put it on the counter and they put stuff about. All you have to do is tell them it's from Anthropology.
Oh my gosh, I got some bangers coming for Christmas.
Absolutely,
rocks for everyone. Rocks for everyone. All right, quick break. When we come down, come back. When we come down,
What are we on?
We will come down when we return, and we'll talk about something really dangerous happening right now, all right? Especially if you have flying in your future in the next week or so. Apparently, air traffic controllers are not showing up Apparently, there's some problems. Some people blame it on the government shutdown. Some people are like, no, they just don't want to show up. What's really going on? We're going to find out and tell you the nitty-gritty of what's happening at airports today. Wait till you hear this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Morning traffic's cleared up on most of the major roadways.
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes. We'll be back in just a moment for the commercial break. This is called Sko Mike. Breaking news. Breaking news for you. Tropical Storm Jerry has officially formed in the Atlantic Ocean. Ladies and gentlemen, Tropical Storm Jerry has officially formed in the Atlantic Ocean. Let's hear it for Jerry. Jerry, nice try. Tropical Storm Jerry, nice try. As you know, the shield is up on the east coast of the United States, and we will be either sending you over to Mexico or pushing you back to Africa, depending on who we want to go after culturally. All right, we will be sending you in another direction. We are going to fire you elsewhere because our hurricane season will be one with a donut, goose egg of landed storms. Jerry or Jerry? It's Jerry, so I'm going with Jerry. You know what I mean? I think that makes sense to me. Jerry. Now I got a question for you, chat, before we come back with this story. Yesterday at one particular airport, apparently for a while, for like a whole shift, there were no air traffic control personnel. There was no air traffic controllers at this one airport in California. All right? And local leaders in California and others were blaming it on the government shutdown. Okay? And now there's been a shortage of air traffic controllers across the country, causing many other flight delays today. So this went from one airport having a problem to many other airports having a problem with a shortage of air traffic controllers. The Democrats seem to be blaming the government shutdown, or some states are blaming the government shutdown. Republicans are saying, hey, these are like necessary employers, or these are necessary employees who are supposed to work through any kind of furlough situation. And they're not supposed to be taking off, but apparently some of them are taking off. Some of them are taking off because they're worried they won't get paid. So there's like just a flurry of no-shows. Who do you blame? Do you blame the air traffic control workers for not showing up? Do you blame the government shutdown? I mean, if you had a question mark about whether or not you were going to get paid, would you show up to work? Who do you blame? Todd says, why would you work for free? Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, you're eventually going to be compensated. Easy for me to say, I'm not doing that job, you know what I mean? Like, if they said, you're an emergency personnel, Sean, get in the seat and do the show, we're pretty sure you're going to get paid. I probably wouldn't feel so good about that. Just think of it as a savings account. I blame Obama. Nice. Obama! 90 seconds and we're back. I mean, what would you do? If you're an air traffic controller, they say that you're going to get paid. You are necessary emergency personnel. You're supposed to work through the government shutdown. Apparently, a lot of people in that position are saying, nope. Zach says, I blame everybody but myself. That is a good strategy, Zach. That is a good strategy. I blame Lincoln. It all started back then. Let me tell you something. Not enough people mention this. But the air traffic control under Lincoln was out of control. It was dog shit. Very bad under Lincoln. Most people are not aware of that. Godspeed if you're flying today. All right, we're coming back with some reports on that. Let's see what's actually going on.
When he was 14 years old. And a centenarian rediscovers a love lost 80 years ago.
How can a 101-year-old woman fall in love again?
Listen to Heavyweight on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Heavyweight and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Holiday magic. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. CHECK. That's check. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is the
Be careful, Godspeed to those of you headed to the airport right now, because according to my sources here today, a lot of air traffic controllers have decided not to show up for work. That's not good. That's not good news for those of you who want to fly. It started at this one airport out in Burbank in Southern California, and they said no air traffic controllers showed up. So they were like, all right, let's do the day. And then none of the air traffic controllers showed up for work. And the governor of California blamed Trump and the government shutdown. But that's kind of like a partisan thing, because these air traffic controllers, they're supposed to keep working through any kind of government shutdown, as you might imagine.
Correct, but am I wrong in saying they don't get paid until the shutdown is over?
Well, that's where the rub comes in, because they allegedly will get paid. It's not assured 100% that they would get paid, but they allegedly would get paid when the shutdown was over. And if that didn't go beyond a couple of weeks, they probably wouldn't even notice. But when you look at it from that standpoint, I wouldn't be surprised, like all of a sudden a lot of air traffic controllers are like, government shutdown, not 100% sure I'm getting paid. I'm not showing up for work today.
Not 100% sure I'm showing up to work.
Yeah, right. I'm feeling a little bit sick right now. And a bunch of them, I guess, across the country now.
Maybe they just need to have another one of those power outages so that they can all get the free 45 days off.
True. That would solve it. Then we just stop flying for 45 days. Nobody flies. We all just walk from place to place.
That's going to take forever, man.
Everybody will drop pounds. We'll all drop some LBs together. But the U.S. airports are experiencing delays due to staffing issues. And some people are saying it's caused by the shutdown. Other people are saying, well, they're supposed to work anyway. If you are saying it's caused by the shutdown, then you're blaming like Gavin Newsom. He's like, Trump, it's your shutdown. Trump is probably going to reply that, hey,
the Democrats turned off the government.
Right.
We wanted to work with them, and they did not want to work, so the Democrats shut it down.
He's going to say, I got 3 of the Democrats to vote for the budget continuance, and I couldn't get the rest of them. I got all of the Republicans to vote for it. Why is it our government shutdown? So the blame game is on, and, pick your poison. But the biggest thing is, for people who are flying, they're like, wait, what's happening here? There's nobody at the airport? Nobody showed up? And yeah, I guess that was the case, at least for this one airport in California. Let's see what ABC 7 said about this. Let's listen in.
And we begin with that breaking news. The government shutdown is leading to a shortage of air traffic controllers at some U.S. airports, including the Hollywood Burbank Airport.
We've learned
The
as of a few minutes from now, the tower will be unmanned. So let's go right to Eyewitness News reporter Jory Rand. He has the latest on the developing situation and whether travelers will notice any impact. Jory.
Yeah, Philip, Giovanna, that sounds like a scary situation, an unmanned tower at an airport here in Southern California. But this might turn out to be one of those situations that is pretty serious, but most people here at the airport won't notice anything at all unless they...
Kidding me? I'll notice. If I'm on the flight and I'm watching cable television and they're like, there are no air traffic controllers at the airport you're flying into, I am going into panic mode. I am thinking, I feel like we need...
Who's flying this plane, man?
Them. I feel like we need the air traffic controllers. I don't know.
Isn't there like some... I know that you probably don't usually use these with like commercial airliners, but aren't there some rules in place to, if there are no air traffic controllers, to just treat it like a four-way stop?
I mean, we've flown that when we were going into...
Marsh Harbor, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on those little planes, sometimes they might do that. Yeah.
They talk to each other, and I think that's very important. But if not, terrifying, to be exact.
Well, we'll see. There are people freaking out, and there
You're
are people
saying
blaming
we'll
everybody.
see very nonchalantly.
I don't have a flight scheduled this week. I feel okay about it, but if I did, I might be a little upset about the whole ordeal. If you work for the air traffic control folks, and you want to give us some insight on what's happening here, do let us know. This says the Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said air traffic control towers were contending with mounting absenteeism, watch your mouth, since the shutdown began October 1st, forcing the FAA to slow operations to maintain safety. While roughly 13,000 air traffic controllers are classified as essential and they are to continue working, there is no assurance that they will be paid on time, he said. About 50,000 Transportation Security Administration officials are also required to report to work. Their next paycheck is in 1 week. So they're like, well, hold on. My paycheck's in a week. If you don't get the government shutdown solved by that day, then I might not even get my paycheck. So why am I going to go to work? And then the Republicans are saying, yeah, you're right. Democrats are screwing you over here. Tell them to open the government back up so the air safety is back in place. And the Democrats, like Gavin Newsom, are like, well, it's your government shutdown. You're the reason why the planes are going to fall out of the sky. I don't know if anything's getting fixed behind the scenes right now, but that's just what people are doing. That's the Spider-Man game of pointing at each other and assigning blame here. So they said there have been delays on about 5,500 flights so far, and we will see what happens here as that progresses. And again, if you work in that field, do let us know. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com.
I mean, there's a part of me, it's the actually part of me that wants to go, Sean, just because there's no air traffic controllers doesn't mean planes are just going to fall out of the sky. And then our opening clip,
helicopter falling out of the sky. Yeah, unrelated. Unrelated as far as we know. It's hard to tell. I'll be honest with you. I'm not an expert in what happens up there in the skies on planes and air traffic control.
Right.
But I would like for a couple of things, just as a proud American, somebody who loves America, capitalism flowing through my blood, and absolutely a big fan of the US of A. I want two things. All right. I want the air traffic controllers to be doing their job without any kind of fear that either party is screwing them out of a paycheck. I want that. And I also want, I'm trying to think, there are more things that I want right now because this is my time for a laundry list.
Yeah. Partridge in a pear tree.
That's I also want our politicians to stop playing all these stupid games, all this sanctimonious nonsense, and start fixing things in the United States of America.
You're asking too much.
I might be, but I would like for that to happen. I would like some politicians that are less interested in making sound clips go viral on Twitter/X and more interested in like fixing stuff. But,
That's a lot to ask for in 2025, I would guess. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. A couple of emails coming in real quick. Excuse me. Here is Shamika. Shamika also talking about that docuseries we mentioned, Death in Room 603. Shamika says, I believe the guy in that docuseries you mentioned is guilty. I believe he's guilty due to the 911 call. I feel like he gave an alibi before saying anything about his fiance, which is weird. Plus, let's not forget he mentioned suicide first. And everybody knows stabbing is not the most painless way to go. So online search looking weird. P.S. I love you guys, says Shamika. A lot of people were talking about that particular docuseries. It's gotten quite a bit of attention, and you should check it out. It's good. I disagree, as you know from listening to the show. I think what people do in these cases is they look at stuff in retrospect very differently than they would otherwise. So in retrospect, when you have a mystery going on, now you listen to the 911 call and you, in my opinion, over-examine it, right? Yeah. Every little nuance and thing is intentionally being done, and you're listening to it for like him doing X, Y, or Z to prove that he's guilty or not guilty. I think that if you listen to a lot of 911 calls, most of it is just chaos. Most of it is not like some coherent stream of thoughts. Usually when people call 911, as many 911 operators will tell you, I'm sure, they are freaking out. They need to be calmed down. They are throwing out information that is not valuable most times to the operators. I think we look at this stuff afterwards with a little bit too fine a grain of attention, and then we assign blame to it. But another email on that, anonymous emails. And by the way, to this anonymous person, kudos to you. I appreciate it. Up top with stars all around it. Anonymous, nice. Please keep me anonymous. Please keep me anonymous. Gotcha. I got you. Says, hi, News Junkie crew. My husband and I have been listening since day one. Well, let's stop and say thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Thank you, anonymous listener. Appreciate you. I want to thank you. I'm a day behind on the podcast, but I binged the Death at Apartment 603 series on Hulu last night. 2 years ago, and from your conversations about it, I would have completely thought it was somebody who got away with murder. However, after watching it and reading the text messages between Ellen and her fiance, I completely agree with Sean. My husband and I have been married for 10 plus years. We heard your first show together poolside. Oh, that's fun. He suffered from some anxiety over the years, but nothing to worry about.
Sitting next to a pool at 5 a.m.?
No.
We did that.
Yeah, no, this was later on. This was later on. She's saying we heard the first show in this time.
Yeah.
He suffered from some anxiety over the years. Otherwise, they're just weird. He suffered from some anxiety over the years, but nothing to worry about. 4 years ago, we had our first child and decided to have one more. Well, when she was 2, we were surprised with twins. Surprise. The twins were born 8 weeks early and spent every bit of those 8 weeks at the NICU. It also forced our hands financially, and now I'm a stay-at-home mom. This sent my husband's anxiety spiraling, I bet. And I now get the same type of text from him daily. When we were first married, he changed careers and became a teacher. He achieved the recognition of being in the top 12 for Teacher of the Year for the entire county in his second year teaching. However, now I get texts daily about how much he hates his job. He can't take being at school anymore. It's too stressful. He just wants to quit. He's not happy there, etc., etc. The texts are so similar to those sent from this woman to her fiance that I almost stopped watching the documentary altogether. Jeez. Most of his closest friends, family, and coworkers would never have any clue that he could possibly commit suicide because he hides it all from them so well. But it's a fear I live with daily. We're doing everything we can with help from therapists, psychologists, and meds, but those text exchanges really hit home. Interesting insight. Thank you for that for sure. You can join us on the show. Send your emails over to tips, T-I-P-S, @thenewsjunkie.com. Roy emails, and he says, there's a reason why Bad Bunny was chosen for the Super Bowl. I haven't heard anybody mention it yet, but it's because of international markets, he says. I think that's like a pretty small portion of their revenue at the NFL, but he says he thinks it's because of international markets. NFL doesn't care if America gets mad. They want that F1 and soccer money. That's why they have more and more games overseas every year. Yeah, well, they have been trying that. They have been trying that for sure. I did see that Trump was on Newsmax, and they asked him about Bad Bunny and the Super Bowl performance. So let's see what he said.
You know, there's the NFL just chose the Bad Bunny Rabbit or whatever his name. This guy
come
who
on.
hates ICE.
It's the same.
He doesn't like
line.
you. He accuses everything he doesn't like of racism. Do you think maybe we should just kind of
Sweet
entertain
preface.
blowing off the NFL, like a boycott or something along those lines? This guy does not seem like a unifying entertainer, and a lot of folks don't even know who he is.
I never heard of him. I don't know who he is. I don't know why they're doing it. It's like crazy. And then they blame it on some promoter that they hired to pick up entertainment. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And while we're at it, I'd like them to change the kickoff rule, which looks ridiculous, where the ball is kicked and the ball is floating in the air and everyone's standing there watching it. It's ridiculous. It's not-
He's not a fan of that either. He's fixing football,
while
baby.
we're at it.
Make football great again.
Do
Does that work on a
president
hat? I don't think it does.
Mufka.
So, by the way, Trump is 100% right. 100% right. Okay.
And what?
That kickoff rule is stupid. It is the dumbest thing that they
What's the
changed that
kickoff
kickoff rule. And they used to kick the ball off, and then somebody would catch it, and then they would run to try to tackle them.
Mm-hmm.
And now you kick the ball off, and everybody has to stand still. And the excitement at the kickoff is gone.
Why did they change it?
They
people
changed
getting
it.
hurt?
It might have been for safety reasons. I don't know. I'm not an expert in this field in the slightest, so I'm not going to put my change down on any bet. But I can tell you that it is kind of stupid when you watch that. Just for me personally, it's like I watch that and I think Trump's right. He's right, but I don't know that as the president he can necessarily, or at least not yet, do anything about that.
Mark your words.
We'll see. Bad Bunny though, with some other
Bad
announcements.
Bunny Rabbit.
Bad Bunny Rabbit.
I don't know who he
whatever.
is, but obviously he doesn't like you, and here's all the information for not knowing who he is.
And that was on Newsmax talking about this, but there was another revelation we'll get to at some point during the show today about something else that's happening for the halftime performance, which is another interesting twist. And we'll talk about that in a bit. Right now, quick break. When we come back, let's see, what are we going to get into next? Oh, I've got more details about that, speaking of sports, that NFL personality, and his name is Mark Sanchez. And we talked about him yesterday. First, it started with, oh, my God, I feel for him and his family. He got stabbed by some crazo in Indianapolis. And then the story kept unfolding. It was like, hold on, was he the baddie? Wait, hold on. He stabbed the other guy, too? Or there's like all kinds of confusion about this story. Now we got some new details, and this could change everything. What do we know now about this very interesting, mysterious story? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Classic Alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
Yeah, mama, this surely is a dream.
Real Music Weekends are Classic Alternative.
This weather.
Widespread and heavy is what we've been seeing the past few days. So we'll plan for about a 40% chance of some scattered showers and a few downpours along the way. Temperatures today will only climb to right around the mid-80s. 86 degrees will be our high today. Tomorrow, even drier and a little hotter, a high of 89 degrees with a 30% chance of a few.
Hello. Folks, quick piece of information for Twitch in just a second. Hello?
I have some Prime things I would like.
Is it a Prime sales day? You tell me what you want, and I'll tell you if you can get it.
Okay.
What do you want? No. You don't need that. What do you want?
I want an eye cream and a lash conditioner.
How many eye creams does one person need?
I have a day one and a night one.
You need a midday one?
No, I need a night one. I'm almost out.
And what else?
Eyelash conditioner.
A conditioner for your eyelashes look fantastic.
Because I use conditioner on them.
You even said the other day, you're like, my eyelashes look fantastic.
Yeah, because of my new routine.
You need more of the eyelash thing? What else?
That's all.
That's not that bad. How much is that?
Like 40, 50.
40 or $50?
For both of them.
I thought it was supposed to be a Prime Day deal.
It is. So they would be like $70.
Okay, that sounds like a good deal.
So you're saving money.
Okay.
Hey.
Is that what you've been doing? Is that what you've been doing all morning, just priming?
I didn't buy anything.
I know, but it seems like you're looking for deals out there.
I'm always looking for deals.
Did you find any deals for me?
No, I don't know what you want. You probably want cords. And
I don't want any cords. I have enough cords.
Cameras and cords.
I don't want cameras and cords.
Toilet paper and water.
Okay, love you. Have a nice day.
You too.
Bye.
Piper's yelling at me.
Oh, she's been meowing like crazy this morning. Okay, quick message for the Twitch folks out there. Apparently, there's been a bit of a buzz around Twitch. Apparently, the people are upset and they need some refreshed emotes to keep the community vibrant and excited. I was originally planning on rejecting this request and telling you that the emotes that you have are the emotes that you deserve. And most people don't even know what emotes are. But I have decided instead to do something different. I'm going to set up a link for this week where you can submit your Twitch emote suggestions. We will review the suggestions, and then in the course of this month, we will launch some new emotes on Twitch. That's right. That's right. New emotes coming on Twitch. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Prime Day is a scam? I don't know. All I can tell you is, hang on. 2 minutes and we're coming back live on the show. All I can tell you is, I have this one Chrome app that I use that shows me historical pricing for every single item on Amazon, and it is so helpful with stuff like that. I bought these headphones the other day. These headphones, the Bluetooth headphones, they were $199, marked down to $45 with a $15 off instant coupon. I got the headphones for $35. I'm like an animal out there, snagging the deal. Now, to be completely honest with you, I tried the headphones on my walk yesterday and I absolutely hated them. I hated them. I hate like sweating under my ear things. I like the AirPods better, and I'll probably never use them again. But otherwise, great deal. 1 minute, we're coming back. Emotes, new emotes coming to Twitch soon. YouTube. Don't know if you have emotes, but we'll look to see if there's something equivalent. I think there is for subscribers on YouTube. Emotes for everyone. Emotes for everyone. Emotes for everyone? Coming back.
To get an idea what your case may be really worth, visit forthepeople.com and go to settlements and verdicts. You will see what a law firm like ours is capable of, and fact check for yourself. All that glitters is not gold. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won big, a lot. At Morgan & Morgan, we represent consumers. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. Fall for a brooding duke. Dive into a steamy romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas. Or find the perfect rom-com from Lily Chu. Start listening free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Rebat.com.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This is
Newsroom. It's so good to have you on board. We're going to have some fun here each and every day. That's what we do. We talk about all things happening in the world of viral news with you. join us on the show with your dispatches and your emails. We'll get to more of those in a moment here. But I want to say, I don't know, I find this thing kind of weird, honestly, but there's a story out there that's getting a lot of attention. People are sharing it online. People are arguing over it, et cetera, et cetera.
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see this?
And to me, it's just kind of weird. But in Washington, there was somebody who went to Build-A-Bear. And when they got there, I guess you go through this whole process of building your stupid bear. And they're like, what color bear do you want? And you want to put a little message inside your bear.
You know what's so weird is that that's been around for like 30 years already.
Yeah.
I remember going as a child, and they're still doing it.
They try to put little tweaks on it every once in a while, but they are still out there doing it. But at the end of the process, I guess they go, what would you like to name your bear?
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
And then somebody said, I want to name my bear Charlie Kirk. And they said, no, we won't do it. And then there was they threw a big fit over this. And they said, I cannot believe that you wouldn't do this. She didn't agree with it. She didn't support it. She told me, we're not doing this. They folded up the bear and threw it away and said it definitely made us all very, very uncomfortable.
This was an adult?
This was No, this was a 16-year-old named Evie McCormick who was at this Build-A-Bear.
And their phone was out?
I don't know. I didn't see any recording of the incident, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was one. And she went through the line, and at the end they said, what do you want to name the bear? And she says, Charlie Kirk. And they said, no. And we saw this same thing with some printing of flyers after the Charlie Kirk thing.
Starbucks
orders and stuff. Don't get me wrong. What happened to Charlie Kirk was a massive, massive thing and symptomatic of larger problems with particular sects of the online community getting radicalized and people who aren't for free speech, which we literally should separate the United States of America into two camps, the people who are for free speech, even speech they disagree with, and the people who are not. And we should absolutely, positively stiff arm and ignore every single one of the people who are in the camp that doesn't accept other ideas, doesn't accept freedom of speech, and wants to shoot and kill people for words. All right? That's bitch-made behavior, and we should not support that in any way. But at the end of the day, why are you naming your Build-A-Bear Charlie Kirk?
To prove a point.
Why are you going to Starbucks and doing it's just I saw a guy go into a Target or something, and he has no shirt on, and he walks up to the counter, and he's like, I want this and this and this. And they go, what's the name? And he goes, Charlie Kirk. And they're like, okay. And he's like, if you don't like it, too bad. And the poor Starbucks teenage employee with zits all over his face is like, I don't care, Mr. Kirk. And he's filling out, but the guy's like, that's what I thought, pussy. And they walk out of the store. It's like, guys, what are we accomplishing here? What's going on? Why are we doing
on your
this?
TikTok. You get a whole $6 check at the end of the month.
We're all this desperate? Is that what's happening?
Instagram, Twitter,
and then you do this, and honestly, what you do is you take all of the arguments around the Charlie Kirk stuff and you crap all over them because you make it about a stupid thing instead of the most important thing, which is a sniper shooting a man in the throat for words, right? Like that. I think you're kind of taken away from it. I think you are searching for these things.
This is the end of Build-A-Bear. This is it. You better build a new idea because you're done.
Oh, God. Buzz on YouTube says, oh, great. Sean just gave Trump an idea to build camps for people who want free speech. Thanks, man. No. I'm saying we reject the people who are not for free speech. I don't even want to put them in camps. And I don't think the president would either, just for the record.
Also, I don't know if he listens, but he will take the idea and make it his own.
I think he's busy answering NFL-related questions at the moment here.
With the ball floating in the air.
I think it literally should be a line in the sand, those kind of things. But this makes it stupid. This makes it seem stupid if you're engaging in the world of hey, free speech matters. Hey, your idea that my words are violence is insane, all right? It's unhinged. You've been radicalized. And you need to be deprogrammed somewhere, perhaps, but that ain't on me. I just don't want you to have any power right now. Those kind of things are important, and the Build-A-Bear controversy is just definitely not.
Now,
right?
Hold on. Employee at Build-A-Bear Workshop refused a request to write the name on the thing. Because somebody in the comments was saying that sometimes you do this Build-A-Bear stuff, you're using a computer to put it in the name.
Yeah.
That means that if the computer was denying it, that means that somebody at some point, like, specifically went in there. This wasn't just one employee going, no, I don't feel comfortable with that.
I'm pretty sure you just get a first name, a one name.
What do you mean? Like a corporate thing? Like they won't let that name go in there?
You would have to go into the computer to ban a name.
But would they do that? There's got to be other Charlie Kirks out there.
I imagine there are.
Are you naming the bear, or are you putting your own name attached to it?
I think you named the bear.
Yeah. If you do all one word, I don't see the issue.
Yeah, I think you named the bear.
But I wouldn't be surprised if you want to name the bear something a bad word.
Okay. The computer didn't reject it. It was on the printed birth certificate, and that's what the manager threw away.
Oh, really? Hold on. Here's the story. I've got the actual story.
It was supposed to be fun.
It was supposed to be fun.
Decided we want to go to Build-A-Bear because we had to go up to Seattle anyways. But these teens told me Friday's trip to South Center Mall turned political.
Also, not for nothing, but you're 16 years old at a Build-A-Bear, all right? I don't know.
It definitely made us all very uncomfortable.
16-year-old Evie McCormick says all she wanted was to honor the man who inspired her for years on social media, Charlie Kirk. That turned my life around in more ways than I can express.
Boy.
And his name is Charlie Kirk.
Okay.
But that name didn't make it past the Build-A-Bear manager. Evie says when she finished the special keepsake, the store employee shocked her by refusing to allow the bear to be named after Charlie Kirk. She wouldn't print the name on the bear's birth certificate, a decades-long tradition for the brand.
So stupid. I need the birth certificate for the name to be official.
Shooketh. They still gave her the bear because she's holding it on her lap.
Maybe I'm a lunatic here, but can't you just take the bear, walk away, and be like, despite your birth certificate, his name is Charlie Kirk?
No, Sean, you can't. You need the actual birth certificate. Come on now. This is the United States of America.
Are all your friends going to gather around and be like, well, I can't agree with this. Your bear's name is not indeed Charlie Kirk.
I mean, they
you don't have a
might.
birth certificate.
Let's be clear. 3 16-year-olds went to Build-A-Bear when they went to Seattle just because they needed to find something to do. They're probably gathering around.
Do they know this is not a legal binding document?
No. In a few years, here's the thing. In a few years, when one of those 16-year-olds steals Charlie Kirk bear from one of the other 16-year-olds, and they have to go to the police over this, they go, well, whose bear is this?
Exactly.
Can you please provide the birth certificate?
I mean, was this bear even born in the United States? Please provide the birth certificate.
Deport the bear. That's what we need to do. This bear has no papers. That's what's going on here. Just name the bear yourself, okay?
Oh my God.
Bring the bear out of the store and just name it yourself. God.
Now I know what to use my new app for. Make bear ice.
Or maybe this is a business opportunity. Could we be like secondary Build-A-Bear birth certificates where if any band names, go to the website, put the name on there, and we'll give you a freshie.
Listen, I am fresh out of passports, but I do have Build-A-Bear birth certificates.
All right, I got this under control here.
She just didn't agree with it. She didn't support it, and she told me we're not doing this, folded it up in the forest and threw it away. I scoffed, walked away. I was like, Kaylee, you have to pay for this. I handed her my card, told her my PIN, and I walked away.
In public?
I went
Told
inside
her
the
your
Build-A-Bear
PIN.
and talked to the manager of the store.
Store
When I
identity.
asked her if this happened here, she said it wasn't something she could comment on and told me to call their corporate office. On the phone, a customer service rep told me the case is being handled internally by the appropriate department. Meanwhile,
I did call corporate and it was on the phone for a good 45.
Guys, why do we do this stuff? Aren't there more important things in all of your lives?
No, Sean, go
Isn't
back
there
to that
something
shot
else?
real quick. Look, there is an entire family all sitting on the couch just trying to get in the corner of the TV shot.
It says
This
they
is the
did a
most important thing
7
that's
minute,
happened in their lives.
7 minute, 36 seconds outgoing call to the Build-A-Bear Center to complain about this.
Hi, we're just happy we're still running. How are you?
I don't know. I think we've got all the details we need here. I think we understand what's happening in this story. But
Also, you
we
can
will
go
take your
online
thoughts.
and print a Build-A-Bear birth certificate for free.
Can you?
Celine, come on.
All right. And you just write whatever you want in there? Osama bin Laden or anything?
Hold on, I'm going to find it. I gotta
Osama
find
Bear
it.
Laden. Come on, John.
That's what they should just do to get around this. It'll be like, here's the birth certificate. Write in whatever name you want. We don't have to do this ourselves. They could really outsource any of the troubles right here. Eddie says, these bears ain't cheap, and the name is part of the cost. How is the name part of the cost? If we look at the value of the purchased item, all the value is going to be in said bear. The name is an idea and a piece of paper, and apparently one that you could just print out, C-Lane says, if you want to make your own. I'll send her one. I'll write Charlie Kirk, American Hero, little American flag and stuff on there.
Room for that.
I'll put that on there and send it over if we could solve this problem. I'm here to solve the world's problems, big and small, one at a time. And if I could fix this one, I'm happy to do it. I truly am. We'll look into more of this Mark Sanchez stabbing story. I told you about that earlier. I've got this off to the side. We'll get into that as soon as we get a moment, I promise. We'll get into Chicago fighting against the feds and some insane things that are happening on the ground there. What an interesting time to be alive, and I'm sure you've got thoughts about it. But when we come back, Bill Burr has finally made some comments about that Saudi Arabian comedy festival, and people didn't really like what he had to say. We'll see what he said, and we'll see what you think, because that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Tampa Bay Bucks return home to host the San Francisco 49ers this Sunday. Coverage starts at 3:30 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app. Presented by First Horizon Bank and Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
From the Klausman Law Traffic Center, car crash.
Hello. Road as well. Oh no. Scattered showers in the area. That might be
Did I break it?
your ride. Expect reduced.
I thought I broke everything.
The ways are clear.
It would or wouldn't?
Issues.
Oh, perfect. All right, save that. We'll talk about that.
Tip line at 866-676-8477 from the traffic center.
Hello, everybody.
This report is sponsored by Staples, the Easy Button, because it's officially Easy Deal Days at Staples. Now through October 11th, save up to
Dan says, oh, now this is some news. I love me some Bill Burr. I think, honestly, Bill Burr is not handling this very well because he's not used to being a target of, like, online negativity. Bill Burr is, like, edgy, cool guy, funny comedian, so he gets those points. And then he has mostly, like, left of center progressive ideals and married a black woman and, you know, does those sorts of political things that line up with people left of center. And so he kind of wins on both sides in a way. And I feel like he's not used to getting a groundswell of criticism like this. So we'll get into what his response was in a moment. I used to like Bill, then he went full woke. Don't ever go full woke. You know what they say about that. Kurt says, we really don't know what their motivations were. To me, it sounds like they just wanted to avoid anything that could even potentially be construed as controversial. I think, Kurt, that is the case in most circumstances, right? And there's so many of these stupid-ass stories. Like, there was one of you will remember this. There was one where a person went to, like, Subway or something, and they got their sandwich, and there was a message on it, like, fat or something. And they got offended by the message on the sub wrapper. But the message was like the ingredients in the sub. So much of the time, it's like somebody clutching pearls and getting upset at some dipshit thing. Or it's like the stores have a blanket policy to avoid offensive things. And so they just like block everything out. Regardless, it's kind of stupid. Depends on what clips you see. Jesus cared about all people. Kirk did not. Who didn't he care about? You don't have to be black or white to have some common sense. I don't even know what that means. What I mean to say, and if I wasn't clear, I'll be as clear as possible. Bill Burr scores points for being edgy comedian, funny, and willing to like go a little far on things, which a lot of people like right of center might enjoy. And then when he does make political statements, he tends to veer left of center and align politically with a lot of progressive types.
The idea that he also has a black wife so he can make jokes in that sphere is also something that has happened in his career and been something that people have obviously taken note of. So those things lead him to be fairly controversy-free. Louis C.K. had the same thing. But Louis C.K. really wanted to touch himself. And when you really want to touch yourself and you ask people to watch you, eventually it gets weird. Decon says the object of this Build-A-Bear was for rage bait purposes. Probably. Booty Sweat says, yeah, I don't know, man. I liked Andrew Breitbart when I was 16, but I don't really think I need a Build-A-Bear for him. That's the weird thing. It's like when you get a situation that lands in your lap where it's like, what better representation of free speech is there than one person being butthurt over some words and blasting out the throat of another person and killing them at the hand of their gun because of words that they didn't like. What better example do you need of something like that to then say, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this important thing and try to clamp down on people who are in the United States and don't support free speech. We need to say, like, this is an American institution, freedom of speech. Everybody should agree on this. And if you don't, now you become an outsider. But instead, it's like, let's go to Starbucks and build a bear. Personally, I think that is a giant waste of time. So don't send me any Build-A-Bears, please. You know what I mean? I'm more worried about the assassination of Melissa Hortman than Charlie Kirk. Why? 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 Why are you weighing them? That seems weird. All right, here we go.
It's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Holiday Magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. B-A-N-K. That's bank. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening to
Viral Newsroom. Learn more about the News Junkie radio show, live stream, and podcast over on thenewsjunkie.com.
Definitely did not spend the whole break naming Build-A-Bears.
You did,
it wasn't me.
You
no.
did. Did you get a Charlie Kirk Build-A-Bear or no?
It did allow that. The only thing it really doesn't allow is curse words. It's got a very...
You can have an Adolf Hitler bear?
Charlie Kirk was allowed. Osama Bear Laden, like you suggested, was allowed. Adolf Bear, Hitler Bear, all good. Suicide Bear, that one wasn't blocked. Killed a Bear. That one was...
Killed a Bear.
But no, it didn't allow like ass bear, fat C-word bear. Did not allow me to name the bear Magna Cum Laude, or however you say that.
These stories.
No, you can name it that. You just have to spell it O-M-E.
Some people pointed this out in chat. It's like these stories are often just like a corporate thing that then gets interpreted in the least charitable way possible. And they're like, actually, it's like, God, everybody grow up in this story, please. We can move on to the serious stuff. Something serious, something spooky even, because Halloween is upon us. And I will tell you, one thing I have noticed, in particular in my neighborhood, but really everywhere out there before Halloween, people have really changed the game. And I might be crazy here, but I do feel like when I was a kid, they didn't even have that many options for decorating your house for Halloween. I think you could go out and buy, like C-Lane has, a 12-foot skeleton or whatever.
But when we were kids, people were making their own decorations.
What did people do? Like spider webs?
Yeah.
There was an
DIY kind of stuff.
Entire block on my street, but one particular house, not on my street. I am lying, but right by my house in the safer part of the neighborhood. And they had like guts hanging from the trees, things like hanging like in a noose style from the trees, and different colored lights. It was very clear that it was all handmade, DIY style. When you went over to Target or Kmart at that time, you got your cobwebs that were impossible to get out of the bushes afterwards.
Some pumpkins, maybe. You wouldn't.
At that point, some purple lights.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, you had some pretty basic stuff. Now they got everything. Now I got a neighbor that has this setup where, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but they have clotheslines out. And when the wind is blowing in the clotheslines, you could see Michael Myers' face. They have a full-size Michael Myers with a knife behind the clotheslines in their front yard. It's fantastic. It's great. But it's kind of weird that we go this far. Some of y'all are going to jail over this stuff. Oh. Some of you guys are taking this so far, you're going to jail.
Every year.
This guy right here that I'm looking at, he was arrested. It says Halloween decorations depicting the bodies of local politicians led to an arrest. This guy's like, oh, here's what I'll do.
And I remember I was driving around and looking at some Halloween decorations that people had up, and I saw a graveyard, and I go, oh, it was this time like last year that we were kind of pondering, like, it was Halloween, but it was also election.
Every year.
No, it was Halloween, but it was also election season.
Yeah,
so people had their Halloween decorations, but they also had their election signs. And I go, when you put the sign in the graveyard, I don't know if you are for this candidate or against them.
This is very true. It's a good point.
It seems against. Like it seems a little bit against. Let's see what this person did. Police report says they received a call regarding potential witnesses to terroristic threats just after 2 p.m. at this home. When authorities arrived, they saw 5 bodies that were in trash bags in Markham's yard. That's this guy. And they were all labeled. One that was hanging said district judge. There was a rope around the neck of the body. The citation wrote, and it said, from left to right, the 4 other bodies were labeled mayor, SIS, I don't know what that means, CA, and zoning manager. Markham informed police that he did not want to speak about the decorations. He was arrested, and then the evidence was transported to the police department. So he was arrested over his Halloween decorations, this guy.
And get a good lawyer and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll get him on this. Like, you can do that kind of stuff, and as terrible as it is, it's usually defended by the First Amendment. Yeah. By the way, this is a much bigger First Amendment case than Build-A-Bear Charlie Kirk, just for the record.
Oh,
right?
I don't see the news in that guy's living room with his family and friends.
He's busy behind bars at the moment, this guy. I don't even know if he got out. This was Stefan, maybe? S-T-E-P-H-A-N. Stefan Markham was this guy. And he had these bodies out there in his yard, and that is what got him into at least some amount of trouble here. So we'll see what you think about this. Oh, hang on. I want to see the actual Halloween setup. Here they are.
Was arrested over the weekend.
WKYT.
Decorations in his front yard that showed fake bodies labeled with city officials. 58-year-old Stephen Markham is facing 2 charges, including terroristic threatening.
Terroristic
Americans are protected by the First Amendment for free speech. Experts say threatening speech is not protected. WKYT's Maggie Rickerby explains.
This is something you just don't see every day.
Yeah, it sure is. There it is. All right, so you see this setup. It's all trash bags. It says district judge, CA, zoning, SIS, and mayor. It's like a mega handmade
this is
setup.
Very dark. Also, quite the sturdy, what do you call the post that you hang people from?
Gallows? Yeah, is that a gallows? Where does one get one of those? That's a little disturbing.
That. I mean,
think it has to be a custom build.
Oak, man.
It's quite nice, the hanging post that this gentleman is used on all of this. But I'm going to hesitate to say, even if you don't like this, it's probably protected under the First Amendment. It's Halloween decorations. Is people dead with job titles on them, by the way. I don't even know if there's anybody's name. I don't think there's a single person's name on these things.
Yeah, but
maybe Sis and
mayor is usually one person.
Yeah, but the guy could say, like, you don't even know what mayor I'm talking about.
True.
I think this guy's got wiggle room. I think that this would probably be protected speech, but we'll see what you think. People definitely have ratcheted up the intensity on their Halloween displays. No doubt about that. We'll take your thoughts. Tips, TIPS at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, I talked about Bill Burr, of all people. He was getting some heat. Bill Burr, although he's had famous run-ins with people in the past, including the entire city of Philadelphia, Bill Burr usually is pretty free of controversy and stuff like this. He has a pretty big fan base. He wins people, I think, politically on both sides, but he has like all the right political opinions at the end of the day. So nobody in the time of cancellation and stuff was really chasing after Bill Burr, much like Howard Stern or somebody else is able to escape all these things that they've done that obviously the people that support them would be very much against it nowadays, blackface and all the rest. But Bill Burr, it took the money from the Saudis and went over to Saudi Arabia and went with these other comics. And I saw there was like some photos of them where they were coming in and the Saudi Arabians, like the royal family, gave them this big bouquet of roses each and took like this weird hostage photo with each one of them. They're like, hey, welcome to Saudi Arabia. And Bill Burr, you could tell he had been told by his handlers, don't talk about this, don't mention this. But he does that podcast that C-Lane has talked about every once in a while. And
the one where he shouted us out.
Yeah. But he's just by himself on that thing. He's just yapping by himself on his podcast. And nobody's there to hold him back. So I feel like his management team was like, Bill, just get past the Saudi Arabian thing. People will forget about this. And he's mad because he's getting a lot of pushback on that. So he ended up addressing it on his podcast. And then somebody has said online that they went to a stand-up show he did, and Bill Burr was like yelling about it there too. And I'll get to the story.
Now safely back in the U.S., I'm sure.
Yeah, he's back. Yeah, he's back now. And they said he was talking about the uproar over this, Bill Burr was, at the event. I'll tell you what they said. But to all these comedians, like this is such a simple one. This is such an easy one to win to me. All you have to do is go, when I think about spreading my comedy and my speech around the world, I happen to think of places that are more repressive as more important spots for me to target. So when I was invited by Saudi Arabia, not exactly a bastion for free speech, I thought perhaps even with some limitations, I could help them push things further and push comedy, even offensive comedy, into the mainstream in some way, even in a place like Saudi Arabia, which I think would be good for free speech spreading around the world. And oh yeah, I'm not here to ignore it. I did get a nice hefty paycheck for doing so, but it wasn't what people thought. And I thought it was a way to move the ball down the field, even if it was only 5 yards, for free speech and for the reduction of repression in Saudi Arabia. I wanted to move it that 5 yards. You're going to win. Like that, people will go, okay, I get it. All right, they took the paycheck into this up. But nobody wants to do it that way. And I guess this, if I'm to believe this person, they said, we walked out of yesterday's live show with Bill Burr. I was really interested when Bill was revealed as a surprise guest on this show. He's a smart guy. I've always enjoyed his contrarian takes, and I was curious how he'd respond to all the flack he's been getting for the Riyadh, Saudi Arabia Comedy Fest. Instead, he went on a bizarre rant about how he did such an incredible act of good by doing this festival, and anybody upset at him is a moron who doesn't know where Saudi Arabia is on a map. There might be some truth to that. I'm not going to lie. And must think everybody there is a machete-wielding, people-beheading psychopath because they've never actually been to a country like he now has. We couldn't believe how self-righteous he was about it all, talking about how because he went and performed comedy there, he helped advance the people over there to be closer to where we're at. Bill Burr took the advice. He said he's now able to see the Saudis are people just like us because they like the same jokes, that his critics are just bots, and the only way to make money is to troll and outrage people. No acknowledgement of the fact that this was a government-sponsored event thrown as a tool for propaganda to whitewash one of the most repressive regimes out there. He goes on and on to say this, and he goes, I guess Conan O'Brien was the podcast that Bill Burr was on, and this person was like, I am leaving.
And this was a live podcast?
Yeah, like they did a live event with, like a taping, and it says, it seemed like the crowd was pretty split on things. It seemed like it was the wrong guest to have on as a surprise for a live show. I will take that.
Eye of the beholder there.
Yeah.
I'd be excited to see Bill Burr as a surprise guest.
I will take that and pick it apart like this. All right, to whoever posted this. If there is an audience of 100 people, precisely like 4 of them would care about this issue at all. Most of them will be like, I know this Bill Burr guy. He's funny. The Saudi Arabia stuff. No, I don't know about that because I'm busy feeding my family, right? Like I'm living my life. I'm not necessarily engaging in all of this level of discourse. Normal people probably aren't super caught up in this whole thing. But this guy says he walked out. He said Bill Burr was throwing a tantrum. Maybe he was. I wasn't there. I don't know how it all went over. But
I have audio of it.
News junkies.
Thank you, Bill Burr. Thank you. It's very sweet of you.
Yeah, he's still going to cash that check.
Probably. Yeah, they all made some monies, and they moved back. People will forget about this in 5 seconds, and they'll be on to the next thing. Real quick, let's get to an email somebody sent. They said, on the air traffic controllers, because there's a problem across the country with air traffic controllers, government shutdown, all these different things we talked about at the beginning of the show. This person, Lethal, says, maybe they're fed up with pilots being on their AirPads or iPads instead of listening to their instructions. Maybe that's why they didn't show up. That's
a very specific case, but...
Darren says, the structure you guys are seeing in this Halloween display is a hoist used for lifting engines out of cars, etc. That's what you are looking at. One more from Dallas, Texas. Hey, News Junkie, my name's Jacob, and Jacob says, this past Saturday, I went out with some friends at night and got my $400 chain snatched. We were all robbed and gunned down by multiple young guys around my age, 21. When you say gunned down, I think you're using that differently than I am. Like gunned down to me means like, like somebody was shooting or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he means that. Maybe he got shot at. Young guys my age. At the Dallas Skyline Trinity Bridge, he said this happened. I called 911, but the operator seemed like it was a normal occurrence. She acted with no urgency, so I hung up on her because I felt like she didn't care that we were gunned down.
Okay, you keep saying gunned down. Was someone shot?
Maybe there is a story attached to this. I'll look at it in a second. I would just like you to know that the crime rate has been insane. Feds incoming, Dallas. Feds incoming. Maybe you need some help over there. This says 10 people killed over the weekend in Dallas-Fort Worth, maybe one of the most deadly weekends in months. There's a lot of downtown areas with the same problem. I will say what I always say about this. This is an issue where it's local officials, sometimes law enforcement, but most notably local officials who are refusing to enforce the laws. We don't need new laws. We don't need anything crazy. We just need them to enforce the laws that are on the books. That's why the big secret is in D.C., since the feds have been in there and the local police have been happily working with the feds in D.C., the crime rate has shrunk in D.C. Neighborhoods that were in disrepair have been fixed by people going around picking up all the trash that was there all the time. It's a better living experience for everybody. Unironically, my mind is blown all the time by the people who will look at something like that and somehow find a way to say, like, Orange Man's still bad. Like, that's good. We want the neighborhoods to be safe for the poor people in particular that can't afford the security and all the, newfangled protections that you might have. I think that's better. I think if Dallas needs some help, who knows? Maybe you're next on the list. We'll see. When we come back, we hear from you. Send us a dispatch. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. All right. We'll get to those dispatches. We'll get to your emails. We got the next episode on the horizon. It's a great Share the Show Tuesday, so please keep doing that and letting us know how you're sharing the show. We got a lot on the way. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Robert Plant beats a hooker to death with a gator, and it's fine. He's still revered. Dave Grohl has himself a little side ass. All of a sudden, he's the worst guy ever.
Doth thou protest too much?
I have no love children.
Are you sure?
I have no children that love me.
The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Multiple lanes are blocked due to an accident on Altamont Drive at Laurel Street. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency crews on the roadways. On I-4, you're going to get caught up in some slowdowns. Heading through that amusement park area. It's stop and go on I-4 eastbound before Sand Lake Road. We got some rainy conditions in the area, so travel with caution. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Hello. Lots of emails coming in today. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
You bring the ambition, we'll help you build the future. Learn more at rasmussen.edu.
Get ready to join the Monsters in the Morning for their Halloween brew bus headed to Lake County. The two buses are ready to roll Saturday, October 25th with
Angel says, nope, not sending troops to a red state. I love how people try to make this about like red states. Red states, red states. The problems in most of these cases are in cities. I don't think there's any states that are fully out of control. Can somebody name me a single state where it's like the whole state is unhinged? The whole state is in chaos? Oregon is beautiful, right? Washington is beautiful. But Seattle kind of sucks. And, Portland is a shit show in some areas because they want to embrace this weird politics of crime. Right? It's not states that are the problem, it's cities. It's even more local than that to basically just like downtown areas mostly. That's my thoughts. Let me know how you feel. I know you will. By the way, big thanks to our mods, to all the mods out there. Tanya on YouTube, thank you. Thank you to all the mods on Twitch, whoever you are. I never know because it switches back and forth. Courtney's out fighting with the geese on her walk. I'm going to say leave them alone. It'll make her mad because boy does she hate those geese. This is what I'm talking about. Look, C-Lane sends this kind of stuff. The Halloween decorations. At what point did we get this unhinged? At what point did we go from pumpkins and fun little things to this? At what point did this become Halloween? I mean, imagine being like a 6-year-old walking by. Georgie, everybody, we all fly down here. That's weird. Very weird. Dan says, nowhere is in chaos. This is Trump trying to turn an ordinary situation into an extraordinary situation so that he can obliterate the traditional restraints on power and his control of everything. I disagree that some of these cities aren't actually out of control. Washington, D.C. and the suburbs around it were turned to shit because of crime from a small group of people. And the political situation is what led to a lot of it, with prosecutors lowering charges, releasing people too quickly. There are legitimate gripes here. There are. Chicago, for God's sake. And I'm saying this from experience. I live there. I know how it works. In Chicago, All of the violence happens, a lot of it during the summer, but other times of year too. All of the violence happens between 10 o'clock at night and 6 o'clock in the morning. All of the violence involves teenagers or people in their very early 20s. All of the violence basically involves gangs in these southwestern and southwestern and southern areas. It's an issue. 2 minutes, baby. And we're back. Uh-oh. Mega Chat kicked me out. Hang on. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Derek says he's back too on a new platform. Derek, welcome to Twitch. 90 seconds and we're coming back live. We still got to get to this Mark Sanchez thing. One thing that's kind of crazy to me is, did you guys see the clip of Trump being asked, I think in the Oval Office, about whether he was considering a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell? And it kind of seemed like he didn't have any idea who she was. Did you guys see that? I'll play the clip. It seemed really weird. It seemed like Trump didn't even remember who Ghislaine Maxwell was. And he's like, I haven't heard about that. It's been a long time since I heard that name. He's like, send me the info. It was just a weird interaction. And I felt like he didn't know who the hell she was. All right, 30 seconds. We're coming back.
I just ran into Fritz.
Okay.
He's going to be here for like another 30-40 minutes. Or I'm going to see him tonight. Do you want me to mention any of the stuff we talked about?
I'll talk to him later today. I was going to reach out.
Hey, Magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. B-A-N-K. That's bank. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or two or 4. You're listening.
The roast of yours truly, Sean Wasson. It's going to be an amazing event. Filmed live in front of a studio audience of you, perhaps. If you want to get on board, join us, thenewsjunkie.com/roast. Thanks for everybody hanging out with us today. We appreciate that. One thing we can kind of do for you, at least a little bit, I mean this with all the sincerity in the world, is when you're listening to this show, listening to this station, and you hear these opportunities to text in or to put in a keyword. Are they doing the keyword on the website still? Is that what it is? I'm sorry, I'm bad at this. But the keyword on the website thing, I would encourage you, as I've said before, to do that. When you hear the keyword, go to the website, put the keyword in. We literally have people winning thousands of dollars. And there's fewer people playing than you would imagine. Like, you're going to go tonight and spend money on a lottery ticket or something. This would be like an easy peasy way, if you're listening to the show anyways, for you to get a decent shot at a nice little chunk of money. And if you think that would be a thing to help your week out, go for it. And listen for the next keyword and participate.
And it costs nothing.
It doesn't cost you anything. All you have to do is answer your phone after you participate, so you know you're not missing the call, because that, would really piss you off, I'm sure, if you missed it. This person says to tips@thenewsjunkie.com, my wife and I started to watch that new Netflix show about Ed Gein he's talking about, and he eats a certain kind of food in episode 1, and I got super hungry for that. Is that weird?
No.
If you got hungry watching that show, I don't know what he was eating.
It was weird to eat food that was not featured in the show, but as some certain scenes were happening where I'm like, what? All right.
It's like eating and watching Faces of Death, I think.
Yeah, canned pork and beans.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, I like some canned pork and beans.
It's just what he eats it out of that's very disturbing.
Oh, there's a particular bowl, I think, that he may
Tis the
have.
season.
Courtney afterwards was like, man, that I was such brilliant acting from that guy. He did such a great job. And
We've been texting about it.
We started it last night, and
you're in for a treat, so you're not even full.
Ashley was...
It's so gross.
Ashley was disappointed because she thought it was going to be a documentary, and she didn't realize that it was the Monster series and that it was a dramatization.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she'll get over that. But one of the things I think she wasn't expecting, because it's not a documentary, is he's got that voice thing going on, and it brought me back to
Winnie the Pooh.
No,
I don't know, everybody.
No, but there was that other series we watched. It was a limited series. And it starred this really good actor. It's kind of a tubby guy. He played a serial killer, and somebody was trying to get him to make friends with him in prison to get him to admit to other killings that he did.
Black
Mindhunter.
And he talked like this.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's the guy who also played
Mindhunter.
the Atlanta bomber.
Yes, he played the Atlanta
He's
suspected
great.
bomber. Yeah,
Not Mindhunter, but it was
Richard
HBO
Jewell.
Max.
Hold on. Richard Jewell, actor, is the guy you're talking about.
And it was the guy who played in
Peter Hauser.
the Jason Bateman movie on the TSA stuff.
Yeah, he's good. That guy's a fantastic actor.
But they
There's
don't
great
talk like
acting in this too. The Ed Gein thing on Netflix has great acting, but Courtney afterwards like, oh, I almost feel sorry for him, and I'm like, you can't feel sorry for this guy. He's a monster. Okay, you can't. I had to get. I said, you've been
Long dead and
brainwashed.
gone.
I don't care. He's still a monster. Like afterwards, we do this thing. Documentaries and these shows do this thing where people go, well, it really did highlight the flaws of this individual. And I'm like, he was having sex with corpses, everybody. Have we gone mad? He's a bad guy. Oh, sometimes I don't know. But she loved it. She thought the acting was great. She's right about that. The acting was very, very good in that. Let's see. Tim says to tipsthenewsjunkie.com, as for the National Guard going into some of these cities, it's okay to send help into a city, but not our National Guard. It's a military institution. We don't need military in our cities, especially picking up trash, says Tim. The way I feel about this is if you're trying to get federal work done, like let's say you have final deportation notices for people in the country illegally who are criminals, and the cities are not allowing you to enforce that federal law. If you need to bring in the National Guard to allow yourself to do that, the feds should have the authority to do that, okay? These cities not cooperating and doing some of the stuff like you see in Chicago is dumb and just creating way more chaos than it's worth. It's just bad. However, when it comes to the general topic of cities just kind of turning to crap, I tend to have at least some faith in people that other than San Francisco and save for a couple other cities, people seem to get tired of it after a while. They get tired of the hobo tents everywhere. They get tired of the open drug use. They get tired of these lawless nights where people are smashing everything and we're letting, masked men LARP in the middle of the night as anarchists or whatever. They get tired of all of it. And I think eventually, many of them may get tired enough to vote in another direction. And I think that might be a corrector over time. So I tend to want these problems to be fixed locally, but some of these cities just seem okay with just making things worse for everybody. Why do we need elevated crime levels in the name of like not having as many people in jail? Because that's like some great social justice win. That's stupid. The win is to make people feel safe. The win is to make your city better. We have the resources to do it, and I think the local law enforcement in these cities should do it.
It's a much worse version of handing out diplomas just so that your school doesn't have that F grade.
Yeah, that happens a lot. And then in cities where they finally take this for real, oh, God, I don't want to screw this up. Celine, can you look this up and fact check me in real time as we are wont to do here? Mississippi reading scores, I think. Mississippi finally had enough of this nonsense in schools where the kids can't read, the kids can't write, the kids can't do math. They're getting dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber. About 10 years ago, Mississippi said, the way we teach now is stupid. We had a bunch of activists work their way into the teaching system and say phonic-based teaching was a bad idea for some reason or not equitable enough or whatever the excuse was. And they changed the way we did reading, writing, arithmetic, and all of these things. And the kids got noticeably dumber. And they get dumber and they get dumber, and COVID made them a little bit dumber. And I think it was Mississippi said, enough's enough. And they changed these lesson plans up, and their reading scores have gone through the roof as a result of this. Am I right about Mississippi, or did I get it wrong?
I don't even know what I'd be looking for.
Look up Mississippi reading scores. Does that bring up anything for you?
It just says the reading scores have seen significant improvements in recent years with 2024 National Assessment of Educational Progress results. Showing the state's fourth grade students performing above the national average.
The one that the story that I saw was they were almost last on the list. Almost last on the list. And I believe it was Mississippi where this happened. And the kids weren't learning anything. It was just an absolute catastrophe that was unfolding. And they decided to change it up and go back to phonics-based learning. And now they went from like at the bottom of the list to way up toward the top. In just like 10 years. That's
the
huge.
2013 Literacy-Based Promotion Act.
Yeah.
It was focused on the science of reading, teacher training, intensive student interventions, and test-based promotion policy requiring third grade reading proficiency for advancement.
And
so
this
basically, they're telling these kids, hey, you're not going to get to the next grade if you can't read.
Right. They started holding kids back again. They started holding kids back a grade like they used to. They started doing phonics-based teaching.
I was so terrified of being held back a grade. I never had really bad grades or anything. It was just like there was a spot on your report card that said promoted to the next grade, and I was like,
are they going to fill it out?
What if they didn't check that part? Because I knew like one or two kids who had been held back. I was like, what if they didn't?
That's scary.
Yeah. Obviously, you should know. You shouldn't be surprised when you get held back.
Yeah, but I feel like if we were anything over third grade, the kids that got held back went to another school. All the kids that were in your grade that were much older, they got held back at pre-K, kindergarten.
I remember kids getting held back like
and they
that.
all like recess.
Yeah.
There was like, you're not in our grade anymore now.
Celine, I think I may have made a mistake. I think it's maybe Missouri and not Mississippi. I'll see if I can find Missouri scores. But I'm getting all sports stuff, of course. Student scores. Student scores on Missouri Standard Test this says below pre-pandemic. It was one of the states, I'll find it at some point, and they went from like at the tail end of the rankings to just massive, massive improvements across the board. This says why Missouri's growth model is the best in the country. I will find out what it is, and I'll tell you what I'm talking about, because
By
that's
the way,
great.
The series on Apple TV Plus, it was called Blackbird. That was the one where Paul Hauser, Paul Walter Hauser, I think was his full name, played the serial killer. They had the voice that was like this, and it was very creepy. And after we watched it, I would talk to my wife like this because she really, really didn't like it.
Did you? Was that same guy not in Mindhunter? You guys remember Mindhunter, right? When they were going around like serial killers, yeah. And then there's like the big guy who was interested in shoes from the women that he would kill. Was that not the same? Might not have been the same guy.
I don't know. I don't remember if I watched Mindhunter.
That guy plays so many weird characters like that, though.
Yeah, he did so good as Richard Jewell being this. I mean, it's weird to like compliment you on something like this, but like you did such a good job playing a total loser, just a total loner loser that nobody likes.
Yeah. Okay, we got to take a quick break. Quick break here. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Turns out while Trump was solving the football problem, he was throwing a big NO at a Diddy pardon. Mario and Paddington creators are really, really mad at all the creative prompt writers all up on the internet lately. Plus, you'll never guess what very old AF celebrity thinks his death would be a huge LOL. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up Tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Tuesday, we are going to be expecting a slightly lower chance of some scattered showers and downpours. Maybe a few rumbles of thunder along the way, but only a 40% chance of rain, mostly as we head into the midday to early afternoon hours. Temperatures will stay a few degrees below normal. Highs right around the mid-80s, a high of 86 degrees today in Orlando. Drier and warmer tomorrow, a high of 89 to 30% chance of rain before a very nice weekend on the way for Saturday and Sunday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Your new Dell PC with Intel Core Ultra helps you handle a lot when your holiday to-dos get to be a lot. Like organizing holiday shopping, responding to requests, and customers requesting custom things. Luckily, the Dell PC helps you get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside. Get yours at Dell.com/deals.
Tired of seeing your power bill go up every month? You know, it's happening more than ever, especially this time of year. Imagine instead of just having to pay whatever they ask of you, more and more to the utility company, you take control of your energy. That's what Solar Installers of Florida is for. You call them, they will design and install a solar system built for your home, tailored towards your energy needs. You can lock in lower costs and have predictable bills for years to come. And federal tax credits make that switch more affordable than ever, but that's not lasting much longer. Stop dreading the next bill and start looking forward to energy freedom with Solar Installers of Florida. Call today for your free quote, 407-777-50.
Hello, folks. By the way, for those of you questioning my reading comprehension skills, it was Mississippi. I found the information. It was Mississippi that went from at the bottom of the list to I think up at the top of the list for schools. I'll tell you the details when we come back. Please don't talk trash about other shows here.
Better than the Nickley Group. Get your own team of local experts. Secure more money twice as fast.
Folks, it's a Share the Show Tuesday. All I ask of you is that you just take one tiny little moment of your time. If you're on a TV, hit the remote and then go over to the like button and hit it. If you're on your laptop or your phone, just kind of move around on the screen and just hit the like button on that YouTube stream. I really appreciate it when you do that. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you doing that. So if you wouldn't mind sharing the show by hitting that like button on the stream, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Can I talk shit about Hassan and Destiny here? For a little while. Just had 74 pounds of dog food delivered. Angel, the delivery person is hating you right now. We talking Amazon? Like they had to huff and puff 75 pounds worth of dog food up to your front door? How could you? 90 seconds. Smash that thumbs up button, baby. If you have to hit it with your foot, oof, an elbow, or just lean in and poke it, however you want. Orlando Storm is a terrible name. Not as bad as Orlando Dreamers. Dreamers is the gayest name of a baseball team I've ever heard. I'm solid thumbs down. Solid thumbs down. Definitely worse than Storm. Storm would be cool if it was like a roller derby team or something cool like that. Hell yeah, brother. Coming back for the next episode.
I'd like to invite you to my new podcast, Arroyo Grande. Discover life lessons, practical advice, and inspiring examples to live by as I sit with celebrities and thought leaders you'll absolutely love. Listen Podcast Arroyo Grande. Discover life lessons, practical advice, and inspiring examples to live by as I sit with celebrities and thought leaders you'll absolutely love. Listen to Arroyo Grande wherever you get your podcasts.
Only one app puts the live radio dial in your pocket
and lets you save your favorite stations, playlists, and podcasts as presets.
iHeartRadio is your all-access pass to the audio that moves you.
Get what millions already have. The free iHeartRadio app.
The #1 app for radio.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock.
In the world of entertainment and beyond, thank you for being on board on a Share the Show Tuesday. It's when you tell a friend, hopefully, or a loved one, or just anybody random about the News Junkie Radio Show. Real quick before the next episode, it was Mississippi that I was talking about, and that literacy-based promotion act that C-Lane mentioned. They went from 49th in the country, 49th, to the fourth grade ranking went to 29th in 2019, and then I think went up into number 1 in the nation.
Not bad.
So they went from almost last, 49th place in phonics and reading in the state of Mississippi, almost last place, 49th place, to number 1 in the nation because of those changes. That's huge. That's something all the other places should learn from. So there you go, was Mississippi. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I've done some things to baloney that aren't normal.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up is right. If you are looking to refinance or buy your first dream home, do some debt consolidation, maybe start a business or expand that business, work with the person who brings you a better life, but also the next episode, and that's That Mortgage Guy Don. Start the process today by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
22 years ago, 2003, this guy right here.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That is correct, and he was elected on this day as governor of California.
The governor.
A special recall election to remove Governor Gray Davis from office. He won by landslide and took office on November 17th.
Classic.
That is a disturbing cover.
There's plenty more where that came from. Thank you, AI. This person doesn't know how to use AI, but is hoping that they don't die, if I'm going to rhyme it. Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, yeah, he's still with us, huh?
99 years old. He's been on everyone's...
He's hoping that's not going to happen?
Deadpool is not... I mean, you tell me. You interpret what he's saying. At 99 years old, he is staying what they call lighthearted about his own mortality. He is turning 100 on December 13th, and during a fan event over the weekend, he joked, and I quote, "It'd be funny if I didn't make it."
What a dark thing to say.
Right. Dick
That's
added,
what people in their 90s say that, though.
Uh-huh.
Still breathing. He added, "I brag sometimes about how I made it to 100, and the truth is, if I had known I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself." But and it's frustrating because I don't know what I did right. Other than my wife, I didn't do anything right. Yeah. Him and his wife, Arlene, have been married since, think about this, 2012. She is 54 years old.
Damn, she was fairly young compared to him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he is much older than her, but I guess according to Dick, she'll be a single lady before the end of the year. Someone who is no longer here on Earth, if you are super into this show right here.
Family Guy.
Family Guy is right. And according to the cartoon's creators, Ernie is definitely dead.
Ernie. Who's Ernie?
Ernie. Who's Ernie?
Are Bert and Ernie?
That's not Bert and Ernie because that's Sesame Street.
Is he the creepy old man? Is a name?
That's it's not him. Ernie is the giant chicken.
Oh.
And the chicken is definitely dead. Why this is coming out now, I do not know. It first appeared in season 1 of the show. Part of an ongoing joke that I will be honest, a little transparent. Is it a hot take? Sometimes the scenes went on too long.
Well, they did.
Fight.
The whole point was for them to go on too long.
I know, but it's just like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
So funny. But now questions over the character's future were asked after a episode, season 23 of The Chicken or the Meg, where Meg begins dating Ernie's son, Nugget. I don't want to spoil it all for you. And now the creator has said, guess what? Chicken done be dead AF.
Oh, fatality.
Rest
Brutal
in
out
peace.
there.
Didn't they chicken fight Trump too or something like that?
The chicken has fought in a lot of scenes on that show. I don't follow it super closely, but I do remember many with the chicken fighting.
And when he's not fighting chickens or fixing football, Trump is putting a big fat D for denying Diddy his pardon.
Oh, damn.
He has revealed that Sean Diddy Combs reached out to ask for a pardon. He also said that he still calls Diddy by Puff Daddy because that's what I know him as. I didn't know he changed his name. He was fielding questions about CNN's Caitlin Collins about whether or not he'd pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. And then he mentioned, Diddy had recently asked him for a pardon as well. I'm guessing he said a no to both.
Did you hear the Ghislaine Maxwell clip? I'll play it later, but it sounded like Trump didn't even know who she was. I'm like, how could he not?
Pictured together?
I don't know. Maybe I obviously the Epstein thing is something that he's wanted to get away from to some extent, but like I thought he at least would know that because they just went and interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah,
like they just went and talked to her, but he acted like, oh, I'll play it out later.
And then he said Puff Daddy gets no pardon. He's Puff pardonless daddy at this point. But if there's anything that will bring the country together, obviously it's another reboot of this show.
Oh,
Baywatch.
Baywatch is right. Was it my slow running in my seat?
I think so.
They say Fox has announced a new version of Baywatch that will premiere during the 2026-2027 season. Yes.
Nice. Waiting for that.
They're promising to, and I quote, bring the California dream to a whole new generation of fans with fresh stories, rising stars, and all the spectacle that makes Baywatch a global sensation.
All right.
Just so many years later, it'll be all the adrenaline-fueled rescues, tangled relationships, complicated chemistry, beachside heroics, and an entirely new cast. So I can't wait for that. Question, did they not try this already 3 times?
I think they might have.
Did not do well?
I don't know.
I never even watched the original.
Yeah, I don't know
I
much
watched the
about
original
it.
because it's on one bar and one TV all the time. And then you see Jason Momoa. He used to be on that when he was a tiny teenager.
I really like that guy.
You don't like that guy?
I don't know if I like him or not. I don't know that I've watched much stuff with Jason Momoa in it. Like I didn't watch the Aquaman thing.
Okay.
He was in the Apple show, and I don't think I watched that.
I think we tried the Apple show. It was a little weird.
Chief Warrior doesn't wear a shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you like Cyndi Lauper?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, then guess what? She has just announced a residency, and you guessed it, Las Vegas. It's going to be in 2026 at Caesars Palace from April 24th through May 2nd. 5 whole dates, everybody.
Wow.
Get your tickets now.
It's a short residency.
Will very short. Will go on
it's like
sale.
a hotel stay.
Tomorrow, October 8th. And they'll also be available on a pre-sale or a pre-sale or a fan club sale. And let's be honest, you probably won't be able to get them. But congratulations to the folks that do.
They seem attainable. I don't know. Cyndi Lauper, is she still...
It's only 5 dates.
Yeah. We'll see.
She just did a big concert that was on TV. I don't know why, but this week she did a concert. It might have been. I don't know. I was at a bar, and on one of the big screens there was Cyndi Lauper singing "The Goonies Are Good Enough," and I was like, she's great.
The Goonies are good enough.
That's
the
it.
Goonies, good enough. We have The Voice, Murder in a Small Town on Fox, High Potential on ABC, On Brand with Jimmy Fallon, Ozzy No Escape from Now on Paramount Plus, and you can catch Jennifer Taco Kisses Lopez on Fallon. Follow your dreams of me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. Most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. I thought the first two were together for a second. I was like, man, The Voice is really out of gas over there. They're doing The Voice, Murder in a Small Town. What is this themed season of this show? Like murder mystery sing-along? It brings me back to when the Bachelor World did the
Listen to Your Heart.
Listen to Your Heart one. I guess those are two separate things. We still have to get into the Mark Sanchez stabbing, the new details in that, what's going on in Chicago. I'll give you that audio of Trump speaking in the White House about pardons yesterday, because there were some interesting things in that. A teacher in trouble, and Snapchat's about to cost you money, and all that's just coming up in the next hour on the show, and so much more. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a couple earlier accidents to look out for in your ride this afternoon. Altamont Drive at Laurel Street, Lake Mary Boulevard near Lake Emma Road. The off-ramps partially blocked from I-4 eastbound Osceola Parkway. Rain slowing things down on Florida's Turnpike near US 192. Travel with caution. The roadways are wet out there. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. From school drop-offs to weekend getaways at...
Love me some Cyndi Lauper. You know what? Might end on The Goonies Are Good Enough. Might do it. Can't nobody tell me no. Folks, quick note here. YouTube, I've missed most of this. What are we fighting about? Are you people losing your minds over there? I'll remind you, the moderators are in charge. The rules are up at thenewsjunkie.com/chat. You can look at the rules yourself. Don't be a rabble-rouser. Come in with the idea that you're just trying to have fun and participate in the community. You can disagree with people, that's okay. Don't do attention-seeking behavior. It's all up there, thenewsjunkie.com/rules. What are you guys fighting about, though? It's a Share the Show Tuesday. Can we get some positivity going?
Companies are proposing the largest utility rate increase in U.S. history. Stop renting. It's time to own your own power and save big money. If you're still renting your electricity from the utility company, you're about to pay more.
Chat should be fun, but for some, it's an outlet for their Trump hate and bullshit. It's not what chat is for. I don't know, man. I got these neighbors. I think these neighbors, I briefly talked about this, are a great example of one of the social problems we have in 2025. And on one side of the street, this woman has her pride flags out, and she has maybe a Palestinian flag next to it. Always an interesting debate about that combo, but she has those flags out on all of the windows along the front of this woman's house. I mean this, it's a true story. On all the windows, she has very long scripts about, how she feels about all of these politics and all these political things in the world. And she's got them all in her front yard like a permanent Halloween display. And on the other side of the street, there's a person who has up all these religious things. John 3:14 and, Lord, Jesus is Lord, and all these other things, like a Christian flag, right? Same thing on this side of the street. And I just look at it and I'm like, I don't give a shit about your politics. the idea that you want to announce constantly your political beliefs through a loudspeaker by pushing it on me or anybody else within earshot, the idea that you want to signal your virtues to the world like this is an obnoxious personality trait. And you're not happy, man. This is abject misery. The world is fucking awesome. We're so close to some major breakthroughs, and you're going to live right through the middle of it. And I promise you, you're going to be okay. Just have fun on the ride. Enjoy. Smile on your face. Some of you people with Trump in particular, like the idea that you would let Trump ruin a single day of your life is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You only have so many Halloweens. You only have so many Christmases. You only have so many shows that you get to watch. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Can you fight for causes and act, you know, be an activist or whatever, but like try to make sure you're having fun. Or I'll kill you all. 2 minutes. I shared a bit of a show. Okay, I'll take it. Chaos says, Sean, do you think if the Palestine issue is solved, do you think people will be happy? No. And I think it's so screwy. When I talked about this yesterday and somebody popped in, I'm like, I hope Trump solves this. I'm like, I hope that if it takes Trump or any other person on the planet, that somebody can like stop the fighting and the bombing, and that we can have some hope at peace in the Middle East. And like the idea that somebody wouldn't want that to happen because of the person that's in the White House, boom! I mean, mind blown that there are people like that. Enjoy yourself. Don't join teams. Be yourself. Have guiding principles. Come on. Come on. Got me yelling out here. And by the way, why was there even any consideration for Ghislaine Maxwell to get a pardon? Why was that even a thing? Why was anybody considering this? Yikes on bikes. I'll come back.
Flirting, grooving, you still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Holiday Magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. M-O-N-E-Y. That's money. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
Your front row seat to the most viral stories in the world.
Just even in one segment, we cover more ground than most people cover in an entire show. It's the three best friend you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. Learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. Couple things to hit on real quick, all right? One, all the drama, big drama over the Super Bowl halftime performance. We are not really close to that, but, regardless. Bad
gives us
Bunny-
much more time to argue over it.
That's right, baby. Super Bowl and Espanol. What are we talking about here? I thought this was America. And now we have an update on this. And Bad Bunny has said he's going to bring Drake to the Super Bowl
Oh my
halftime show.
God.
And I thought, okay, that's kind of interesting considering
Kendrick
his
Lamar
mortal
did it.
enemy.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar did it last year. He's a Canadian, so there you go. But still, I think you're going to win over some people. They'll be like, all right, okay.
I
Who
know
else
he
you
doesn't
got?
speak any Spanish, so come on.
Who else do you got? So they'll have Bad Bunny. They'll have Drake.
Do they have a song
they'll-
together?
They do have a song together, I guess.
I was not aware. I only know
MIA or Mia? I don't know.
Mia.
MIA is what it says in the paper in front of me. But the I
Ami.
has a little accent. No, MIA. A track
It
that.
has an accent. Ami is what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. A track that showcased Bad Bunny's ability to have wide mainstream appeal in 2018 that was dropped. Drake and Bad Bunny have worked together before. Bad Bunny was in the Super Bowl halftime show before. A lot of people forgot this. But, all right.
Which
All right,
one?
He was in the one with Jennifer Lopez. He was in the one with her. It's about 6 years ago or so. Jennifer
Her and
Lopez
Shakira. Wasn't that the one where Shakira did that weird noise? Yeah.
She did that. Yeah, whatever that means. So I think that might win some people over. Maybe Bad Bunny can surround himself with a bunch of other people. Maybe he could bring Creed out there. That will really solve the world's
You really
problems.
want to see Creed at the Super Bowl?
I like Creed. I don't
Did they
like
do
Bad
the Super
Bunny.
Bowl too?
I don't know.
I don't think Creed ever performed the halftime show that I can recall. It hasn't been a rock
Maybe
band.
it's national anthem.
I think the last band you might call a rock band would have been probably Maroon 5,
Oh yeah,
which was a while
Adam's
ago now.
Nipples.
But I didn't even think I would really call them a rock band.
Creed did the Thanksgiving halftime show.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just know that some of their songs have had a resurgence, and that could be big, but I wouldn't understand if they didn't want to do that. I think Bad Bunny should really try to find common ground here and say, I get it. Some of you don't know who I am. And maybe we can bring out some people that you do know alongside me, and it could be like a cavalcade of stars. Some you like, some you don't like. You learn something new. I don't know if he's interested in bridge building. It didn't seem like it necessarily on SNL.
Yeah,
He's
4
told
months
everybody-
to learn Spanish.
Yeah, they have 4 months to learn Spanish. But I don't know if you're going to be doing that. Let us know what you think. Does that make you more likely to tune in? Do let us know. Send us a dispatch or an email to tips, T-I-P-S, @thenewsjunkie.com.
Unfortunately, there are some people who are probably in the camp who go, the only person I care less about than Bad Bunny is Drake.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I
You want to
feel
hear
like
the
they're-
song?
the song that they have together, the MIA song or whatever.
So it's Mia, M-I. Yeah, I don't know why I heard it.
That's why I said it.
I heard AMI for some reason.
I said Mia, and then you said Ami, it's Ami, and then I was like, okay.
All right, I take you back, see.
This one is...
This is with Drake?
That's Drake speaking Spanish.
He's
But
like
it
a
kind
singer
of sounds
like
like Drake.
It does. It
And
sounds
someone-
like Drake AI Spanish is what it sounds like.
I
That's
don't know.
what-
I guess we'll
sounds
see
like-
in February next year.
You know how they do the thing where they like in real time take somebody's voice and then make it speaking another language? That's what that seems like to me. I don't know, but I think that's interesting to add another person, maybe add some more people. What I didn't like, we didn't really talk much about this at the time, but the performance that I've thought has been the worst of the last like 10 years was The Weeknd. And I'm not taking a shot at him personally here, but it felt kind of like he didn't want to share the spotlight with anybody, and he didn't want to like have another performer on there. And he just kind of did the whole thing himself. And I thought that was one
cool
of the
visually.
worst. Like there was a cool set. He was running through this room and there was all this cool, like the set was super cool. But I like when you go, oh, it's that person. And, oh, people come out and you're excited about the guests and stuff. That personally is what I'm into. This is the moment I was talking about where Trump was in the Oval Office, and some reporter goes, "What do you think about pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell, sir? What do you think about pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell?" And Trump is like, as if he doesn't know who she is, which seems weird.
Definitely been in pictures with her, bro.
Has he?
Yeah.
So, let's say no pictures at all. We've been talking about this stuff so much because there was this big run up to the election and then afterwards with the Epstein stuff. And Ghislaine Maxwell was like Epstein's right-hand lady. And I just feel like it seems weird that he didn't know it, but there he is.
Say it. The Supreme Court is back and said that they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction.
Good.
That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're...
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look.
See how he's talking in generalities?
The name so long. Everyone's screaming Epstein files, which also involves her name.
Maybe he thought she said something else. Maybe. The way she said it, hold on, it sounded a little bit like Billy Maxwell.
Pardon from you. Is that something you're told by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction? That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're...
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it.
He said so long, though.
Did they reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it.
So at this part, this is why I feel like he doesn't know what he's talking about, because he's like, all right, I'll take a look at it. If I'm the only hope for this person, I'll take a look at it and bring it to me. And then after the reporter gets him to do all this, she's like, why would you want her to be released? Because she's on sexual charges. And he's like, wait, hold on.
I will speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I don't know anything about it. So, but I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be a candidate for clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people who have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
She was convicted of child sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I have to ask DOJ. I didn't know they rejected it. I didn't know she was even asking for it, frankly.
This is the first time I'm hearing this. It feels like one of those moments. Okay. But Ghislaine Maxwell, I don't even know why there was any discussion of a pardon. She doesn't deserve a pardon. There shouldn't be a pardon. She should stay behind bars. She's serving 20 years. 20 years seems like it makes sense. She's the only one who's served any time for Epstein, this guy who was like this huge political funder, by the way, mostly left-leaning political funder, who ended up going into the zeitgeist because he was an abusive weirdo who took advantage of poor young girls in West Palm Beach, Florida, an area where I grew up. A lot of the girls who ended up in the mix of this were kind of close to the same age that I am. So it was all around this time. And he flagrantly did all of this stuff, and she was heavily involved in it. So she shouldn't get out. I don't know why we're even discussing that. Should be an easy no, but here we are regardless. Let's see. What else did I have for you here? Oh, C-Lane mentioned this during one of the breaks, and I think it's pretty interesting. Zelda Williams. You guys might know the name. I would hope that you know the name Zelda Williams, at least somewhat, because her father is Robin Williams. And she has made a statement. And this statement comes in the wake of that Sora 2 update, the AI video tool, which is crazy if you've messed around with it at all.
I haven't even made anything yet.
It's
God.
I'm seeing a lot of stuff that's made on TikTok. And then I try to do the same thing. And there are some loops that I'm not aware and hoops that we have to jump through because you can't just...
For copyright stuff?
You can't just type, Robin
Not
Williams
anymore.
doing something.
Yeah, you could at first. Yeah, but then they... on Saturday, I think,
the
or
day
something.
that we got it.
Yeah, right around there, they said, okay, we're going to do some updates. Here's the guardrails we're putting in place. And you can't make Winnie the Pooh smoke crack anymore, which is a real shame. That's a real shame. They released it without too many guardrails at first. It's incredibly impressive and frightening. And the idea that the news reports you can fake.
The amount of animals I've seen get pulled over by the police is it's getting old.
That was one of the first big trends that we had. Let me see. Hold on. There's so many of these. I was just toying around to see like what you could get this thing to say. And the news stories, like here.
Breaking news, world-renowned doctors and physicians have confirmed you cannot, in fact, get an infection in your booty hole. Thank you.
The idea that you can generate the graphics with only, there's some misspellings here. They got latest wrong, and some of the stuff is a little bit off. But it looks like people. Like when I'm showing Courtney the things that I'll make, she'll go, "That's not a person." I was like, "No, that's not a person anywhere."
I have been able to do Carl videos and then very strange looking videos of myself.
Mm-hmm. It's impressive. It is.
Does everything me, dancing, breakdancing in a desert, but then my face does something very scary.
Does everything that you make on Sora have to get posted to your feed like that?
No, it's a draft only, and then
good. Thank God.
Then you decide to post it.
Because all the clips that I was creating, I was working on a video that I abandoned the idea because I was like, this is just not going to land the way I wanted to. And I made a ton of these videos because I think so many people are going to be fooled by these fake news videos that look very legit and can be weaponized by a lot of people. But Zelda Williams, Robin Williams' daughter, her problem is different. She says, "Stop believing I want to see it or that I'll understand." She's talking about people sending her AI videos of Robin Williams, her father. She says, "I don't and I won't. If you're just trying to troll me, I've seen way worse. I'll restrict and move on. But please, if you've got any decency, just stop doing this to my father and to me, to everyone even, full stop. It's dumb. It's a waste of time and energy. And believe me, it's not what he would want," she said, of all these people sending AI stuff of her dad, Robin Williams, to her, which I can't even put myself in that seat. Like, I can't imagine your family member dies and everybody's AIing them and sending them to you. And
it would be strange.
It's really, really weird.
And also with, I don't know, if you have that many followers, you're getting tagged in anything that's related. Old videos, any videos of your dad.
Yeah.
Filter it out. I mean, I appreciate what she's saying. I think some people will listen to it. Other people are not going to catch that and send her all the videos still.
Somebody calls it digital taxidermy, which I think I can get that. Digital taxidermy is like you're digitally propping up this dead person, and then to make things worse, you're bringing that to their loved one, their daughter, and you're like, "Here, your dad's back. Go for it." Well, we want to see what you think about it.
Look what my new app can do with your dad.
Yeah. Look, I made him. He's alive again. You're like, dude, this is her father. For God's sake, folks, what are you doing here? All right, a couple of emails to get to real quick. Somebody sent over the email. It says Mississippi is no miracle. It's the future of education. Talking about those advances in Mississippi education I mentioned. It's pretty crazy. That's great. I say good for them. I'm excited. Somebody said the kickoff that Trump was talking about on the NFL was changed due to CTE. I don't know if that's true or not, but they said they had to make it safer. All right. Appreciate that. I'll try to get to some more of these in just a bit, including some of your actual dispatches. But I wanted to give you the updates on the Mark Sanchez thing. So to go back real quick, Mark Sanchez was I believe, an NFL player who then became an NFL commentator, and it was actually like one of the big broadcast crews for football on the weekends. And Mark Sanchez was in Indianapolis for a game, and it was a couple of nights before he was going to do his broadcast, or a night or so before his broadcast. He hit to the streets. I don't know what he did that night, but he got into an altercation with a driver. The driver and him are having it out over this parking space, and it ends up that Mark Sanchez gets stabbed. And the initial reports were like, oh my God, thoughts and prayers, Mark Sanchez's family. Can't believe he's trying to pull through. He's in rough shape in the hospital, and he's been stabbed. People were like, wow, that shows you how dangerous these cities are. And then very quickly it was like, yeah, he might have been stabbed, but he was actually the aggressor in this situation. He was charged with some misdemeanors. Then those charges weren't enough, apparently, when they went back and looked at some security footage, and they pushed felony charges against him. And now, according to the arrest affidavit, Mark Sanchez allegedly approached a box truck that was on a loading dock outside of the Westin Hotel. He confronted the driver. The ensuing interaction led the driver to think, this guy is going to kill me right now. He's talking about Mark Sanchez. According to the affidavit, Sanchez allegedly opened the door to the box truck and told the driver, who was exchanging fry oil for the hotel, that he wasn't allowed to be at the loading dock. After the driver exited the truck cab, Sanchez then allegedly entered into it. The driver said, "You're not allowed in there." Of course, get out of my car, man. What are you doing? The Fox NFL analyst, not former yet, allegedly got out of the cab and then prevented the driver from re-entering to get his phone to call the hotel manager. At one point, the affidavit says, Sanchez allegedly shoved the driver, leading the driver to use his pepper spray. But as we know, the pepper spray didn't work. And then the driver said he feared for his life when Sanchez continued to approach him, and he pulled out his knife and stabbed him 2 or 3 times, he said. So in his version of this, at least, and this guy's backstory might be a little crazy, be prepared for that to come out, but this guy said, I didn't have a choice. He was in my vehicle. He wouldn't get out of my vehicle.
Yeah,
he was attacking me.
If the things he's saying are accurate, it sounded like, this driver was in the right here. But my biggest concern is, why is Mark Sanchez playing hall monitor for the loading dock at this hotel?
I don't know.
What does he care if a truck is parked there?
Yeah, and was he drunk? There's a lot of questions about that. Like, was this guy under the influence of something? Not sure exactly what was going on, but we're continuing to get little bits of details about his story, and I'll keep bringing them to you for those of you interested. Everybody else, when we come back, Snapchat users, get ready to pay out. Get ready to pay some monies, all right? That app may be charging you for the use real soon. What's going down? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio. It is
Monsters in the Morning.
Russ, if Ryan gets a speedboat, the next day's headline is going to be this: Captain Corn Carney causes carnage at Causeway.
Hot damn, he did it without.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
There's some scattered showers throughout the area, slowing down your ride just a bit. Expect reduced visibility and slippery roadways in some areas. There's also a couple of accidents to look out for on Lake Mary Boulevard near Lake Emma Road, where Altamont Drive meets Laurel Street. Look out for crews on the roadways. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Hey guys, the hurricane season, it's still here. It's ending soon, but there is a slight possibility that we get another storm, and most of them we've avoided this year. But if the right one comes and it goes right towards Central Florida, hey, you could find yourself in an uncomfortable situation. If the power lines are down, you're sitting in the dark waiting for the grid to come back. If you had a solar system and battery backup from Solar Installers of Florida, your lights would be on, your fridge and AC would stay cold, your family safe and comfortable, and your neighbors are the ones waiting for the linemen to come. Don't be in a bad situation there. Call Solar Installers of Florida. They will design a solar system built for Florida homes, complete with that battery backup, meaning lower bills all year long and reliable backup power when storms roll through. While others wait for the power company to fix everything, your home keeps running. Don't wait till another storm is on the radar. Call Solar Installers of Florida today at 407-777-5050. Call 407-777-5050. Let them know Sealand from the News Junkie sent you. Will.
Hello. Breaking news. President Trump has said he will not commit to back pay for furloughed federal workers. Trump saying he will not commit to furloughed back pay, meaning if you're working during or not working, I guess I should say, during the government shutdown, you might not get paid for that time. I don't know how that's going to affect the air traffic control people, because technically they're supposed to be still working through the shutdown. But it's the latest volley in this fight. Question. Cosidia says, this is why you should never work for the government. This is why we should have as few people as possible working for the federal government. We should have as few people as possible working for the federal government. Ryan says that's not legal. Well, that will be for the courts to determine. Ted says one of the charges against Sanchez is public intoxication. Good point. If that's true, I'll have to look that up.
Very soon. Stop running your electricity.
Question. I'm not sure where this is going to land with you, chat. Some of you might not. You might not be in this age bracket. I'm not saying you're all oldos, but I don't know. How many, show of hands, how many use Snapchat? How many of you in chat use Snapchat? Mostly a younger audience. Mostly Zoomers who like the idea that the messages disappear and stuff and think Facebook and Instagram are for boomers. Bootsy says, I do for my dogs. I only use Snapchat for the filters for my nudes. Good move. Honestly, that's a smart move. No Snapchat. Never used it.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn?
Some users will have to pay if they want to use Snapchat. I'll explain why in a bit. I'm too old, says Glenn.
Florida's farmers work hard.
Big House says no Snap. Seawitch says the party that controls the House and Senate can pass whatever they want. Just remove the filibuster and pass it. They don't need Democrats. Seawitch, how are they going to remove the filibuster? How many votes are they going to need for that? How many votes are they going to need to get rid of the filibuster? 3 minutes and we're coming back. Can't you screenshot snaps? I don't know, Rick. I mean, I know that there was a time where if you screenshot the snap, then it would alert the user that you screenshot it. But I have not used Snapchat in forever. I had an account because I have accounts everywhere, but I didn't really use it. I used it with my daughter, and she yelled at me for breaking this drink. I will say it's easier to send videos and photos to avoid compression stuff with SMS, says Marlo. Interesting. 2 minutes, and we're back live on the show. Any filter could be for a dude if you believe enough. You know, the funny thing is, so many things started out in the technology world as like used for a bad thing, and then they found a good use. Like Snapchat had a bad reputation of just being for nudes at first, but now Snapchat's like, you know, a decent also ran social media app. They got news on there. They got all sorts of stuff. And Tinder, same thing. It was like, at first everybody was saying, oh, it's just a hookup app. It's for sex or whatever. But then it just became like a generally accepted thing. All right, 1 minute. We're coming back.
You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines.
Here we go.
Any health routine can help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at Vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
On the new season of the podcast Heavyweight,
Very important news for you incoming. Very important news incoming.
On the new season of the podcast Heavyweight, I pointed the gun at him and said, "This isn't a joke." A man who robbed a bank when he was 14 years old. And a centenarian rediscovers a love lost 80 years ago.
How can a 101-year-old woman fall in love again?
Listen to Heavyweight on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Heavyweight and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Holiday magic. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. MONEY. That's money. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row. It's the
disservice. Why have I looked at this? I'll tell you what's going on in just a moment. You can join us. We'll get to more of your feedback as we roll on a Share the Show Tuesday. This is distracting. It's National Taco Day, and I don't usually care about like the National Whatever Day, but you get free stuff sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
And I can get behind that. And
We
National
got free
Taco
tacos
Day.
here.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
That was the one good thing about, like, remember I said at the top of the show that I was hungry because the place I usually went to was kind of closed, and we had our meeting, so I was off my routine. But then I heard on the way in, I was like, oh, there's a whole thing of tacos waiting for me.
Son of
Went to
from where?
town.
Yeah.
Who was it from? What was
Big
it
Taco.
From Big Taco. Damn. I don't know what they're doing, but
Big tacos, and they served, and there was like a whole other box that I think people thought was empty. I flipped that son of a gun and brand new tacos, fresh ingredients.
Really? Oh.
Down the hatchet.
Well, Taco Tuesday is already a thing, but this is like National Taco Day, so there's a ton of free stuff out there at these kind of places, or great deals, or just go to Big Taco, man. Go get some stuff. You deserve it. I celebrated early. We had dinner last night, and we had steak tacos, and it was so good. The taco is really underestimated in the world of all food things. It is glorious. You could put almost anything in it. I try that. I test it out all the time. I take my low carb. I'm not even on a low carb diet, but the low carb soft taco shells are the best. I love them. I don't understand what's going on there, but they are fantastic. And Courtney made up some steak tacos last night. Winner. Now it would be weird if we did 2 days in a row. But all the major places have great deals for today. Though since they brought food for iHeart HQ, forget about these folks. Just go to Big Taco, right? Yeah.
Oh, they brought him to the morning show. Let's see. What do we got
here? Never mind.
We're just there to grab this crap.
All right. I thought we were. I did not want to crap on your advertisement opportunity there. So let me see. They've got at Taco Bell $1 chicken, a Cantina chicken soft tacos. That's okay. It's kind of weird that most of these places make you use the app now, but I guess that's just accepted. That's what we have to do. On Chewy's, you can get $1 tacos, $1 tequila floaters on your margarita. That sounds kind of fun. You can get Baja Fresh. If you order online, you get $5 off. Orders of $10 or more. Moe's Southwest Grill, they're not free. Well, come on. We want some free stuff here. I guess you get 3 tacos for $2 each. That's not too bad.
Is that better or worse than their deal for Pearl Harbor Day?
I don't know. They're kind of hush-hush about that old Pearl Harbor Day deal these days after a bit of a run-in with us. But I'll go over now to something totally different, a technology update. And that is about an app called Snapchat. Who on the show still uses Snapchat at all? Anybody?
No. I mean, I use it for filters. I don't communicate within it, but I will use it because they have great filters still, and then I'll save that video and send it elsewhere. I did see the rumor of the paywall coming up, so I've been going back in the archives to try to save what I can.
That's what you would have to do, because I guess Snapchat says they're going to start charging people for storing your old photos and stuff on the app, which is kind of crazy to me, but that's what they're doing. Somebody says, half of my life is on this app, and now they expect us to pay for it? 1-star reviews and a sense of injustice have dominated the online discussion since Snapchat said we're putting a price tag on storing your data. Snap announced that it would start charging people if they have more than 5 gigabytes worth of previously shared images and videos saved as memories.
Buddy.
I don't know if a lot of people have that or not. I don't know if that's a little bit or a lot.
I used it a lot back in the day. There was a lot of old stuff of us in there. Sea Lane, no beard, old stuff.
Oh, really? Oh, that's been a long time now. Snap has compared its paid storage plans to those provided by Apple and Google for their smartphones. And, this is what happens. Like your Gmail, you might have $1.99 or whatever a month. As an alternative for those who don't want to pay, you can download your memories, which spans for some tens of gigabytes of data to your device. And you could save money that way. Everybody's trying to charge a little bit. And now they're saying 5 gigabytes is absolutely nothing when you have years worth of memories. Goodbye, Snap. They're never going to use the app again. That's what they say. That's what they say. I've heard that about this show. I'm never going to listen again. That's what they say sometimes. But what will you do, Snap users? There's got to be some of you out there. I think there's a lot of folks who are younger or maybe just like Gen Zers that went away from Snapchat, because I remember Sabrina was the one who told me they redid Snap, the Snapchat app, and it was a flop. It was a bad update. And then I think they won people over again, kind of like Domino's or something. They went back and ended up getting
the kiddos are still using it, or the teachers that are banging their students still use it.
I know Dylan uses it. He's on Snap.
Still to this day.
Yeah.
Dylan uses Snapchat?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, because he told me, I said the other day, I was like, what apps are you using? And he said he doesn't use X or Twitter because he thinks everybody's like miserable on there. Totally right about that, by the way. Absolutely good read on his part. He says, I use like Instagram a little bit or whatever, use Snapchat a little bit, but his number one app is a football app. What did I say it was called?
Oh, Sleeper?
The Sleeper app, which I had never heard of before. And he said, that's the number one app that I use is the Sleeper app. It's for fantasy football and a bunch of other things. I said, okay, I would just keep me in touch, son, with all the stuff that the kids are using out there.
Does the Sleeper app work if my fantasy football team is on ESPN?
I don't know. ESPN's got to be the behemoth in that space, would be my guess. Like, that's the one.
Yeah, I remember the year that their app went down on opening football Sunday.
Oh, God.
Out at the bars, and everybody's frantically trying to refresh their apps, and they're like, this is the worst day for this to happen.
Yeah, that's bad timing. Let's go over to a couple of dispatches real quick since we haven't worked any of those in yet. Here's your local lawn guy talking about the roast, which is coming up in 23 days, just over 3 weeks.
Yo, what up, Sean, C-Lane, and Sabrina?
Hey.
Just bought my tickets for the roast, man.
Nice.
My first event with you guys. I've been listening for 8-9 years. I'm so excited, man. Can't wait to see you guys. Happy Tuesday.
Thank you, your local lawn guy. Thank you for grabbing those. As I said, they freed up some new spots that they were holding for whatever reason. And now...
Anyone get the smack dab in the middle one yet?
I don't think so. They bought some of the tickets. This will be a sold-out event. But they opened up some tickets that they were holding down. And for at least a while, I think they're still available. There was 2 tickets, like, dead center
Our promo
right in front of the stage.
Looks friggin' great on their website like that.
Yeah. Still. There's 2 seats right in front of the stage.
Dare.
And those were not there before. Those were taken. We had the Dr. Phillips Center release these seats, so they've released a couple of them. So a few more people can squeeze into the event, thenewsjunkie.com/roast. But thank you, your local lawn guy. Appreciate that. Look forward to seeing you at the show. Here's Shark Bait. It says, so I fell. Oh, no. What happened?
Hey, junkies. What's happening? I just wanted to pick fun of myself. I felt so embarrassed today.
What'd you do?
I have not fallen in a long time. I was at work, and I was in and out of the freezer, refilling the floor, and I had a cake in my hand, and I hit the sales floor, and, man, I just slipped. I hit the ground so hard on my hip and my butt. Oh, man, I'm so sore. But the funny part was the cake totally came out of the container. Didn't really hit the floor, like, inappropriately, but it slid, like, halfway across the store. It was hilarious. But, yeah, that was about 4:45 this morning, and day really hasn't gotten better since then. So have fun with me. Bye.
So save the cake then? Cake is saved?
Cake is good.
All
yeah.
right.
As long as the cake didn't have firm contact with the ground, we are good to go. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, jury duty. What's happening in Chicago? We'll give you the latest on that for sure. What are Chicago police doing? A teacher in trouble. Yet another one here. And an update on that high school track stabbing story. What's happening with that? Wait till you hear this update. It's crazy. And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
Not how they drew it up, but Trevor Lawrence stumbled, got up, and scrambled in for the game-winning 1-yard touchdown run with 23 seconds left. The Jaguars beat the Chiefs. Jags are now 4-1. College football, UCF beginning preparations for Saturday's game at Cincinnati. The Knights will try to avoid a third straight loss. Also Saturday, Florida coming off the Texas win visits Texas A&M, and Florida State hosts Pitt. I'm Matt McCoy.
Looking for an exceptional driving experience? Find it behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Experience the power, precision, and intelligence of an iconic Mercedes-Benz SUV at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today.
Hey there, friend. Thank you for listening to the show. And most importantly, thank you for when you hear one of us talking about one of these local companies going there and supporting them. That is incredibly helpful. It's one of the best things you could do for the show. And all I ask is that if you have something wrong with your air conditioner or your house, a lot of you are homeowners, there's a lot of places out there, but I'd ask that you choose Mills Air. Number one, it supports the show. Number two, they're just the best. Their techs are fantastic. They know what's going on. They know how to fix every single kind of AC setup that you could imagine. And they're friendly, and most importantly, they're fair over at Mills Air. So when you have an issue with your AC, remember the show, remember Mills Air, and call them. 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
We want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
For over 23 years, my family's been saying it. And right now, the savings are at an all-time high. Every new Kia is discounted thousands off MSRP, and 0% financing is available. Plus, when you trade with us, over 40 Greenway dealerships compete for it, meaning you could get up to $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see it in a Greenway Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Negative equity refinance. Expires 11/7/25.
Do you need a new appliance for the holidays? Here's my tip. Skip the big box stores and head to Southeast Steel Appliance Warehouse. From the moment you walk in, you'll know you're dealing with the true appliance experts. Visit southeaststeel.net or stop by 63 West Amelia Street in downtown Orlando. Trust me, at Southeast Steel, you get the best deal.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee and Grammy winner, Peter Frampton. Let's Do It Again Tour, November 4th, 8 p.m., Hard Rock Live Orlando. On sale now at
Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
As we head into the busy holiday season, now is the perfect time to invest in yourself. For 35 years, the Filatowski Eye Institute has given...
Hey, you?
333-5111 or go online to filatowskieye.com. The Filatowski Eye Institute. Trusted, local, life-changing.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving.
Well, they're planning on fighting back in Portland against these ICE raids, crackdowns by the feds. They're planning on fighting back with a nude bike ride. That's how they are fighting back. Hundreds to maybe thousands of people will be gathering, getting completely naked on their bikes, ruining their seats forever, in my personal opinion, and fighting the man with a naked motorcycle, or bicycle, I guess in this case, with a naked bike ride. I can tell you that I've seen in person, one time in Chicago there was a downtown nude bike ride, and it was essentially just the people that you didn't want to see naked, except now they're on bikes. And there they are, flopping around out there in the world. Just flopping around. BDMX Con says, just get cops to do their job. No need for soldiers or more feds. True! I agree. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. I would love to see them stop being hamstrung by local officials and mayors and county mayors and everybody else who gets in the way. I would love to see the police say enough's enough. We're going to start cracking down here. I think then you have a solid argument that you're like, we don't need any federal intervention. I agree.
Official partner of the NFL. This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. If you're on the go, JustCallMo.com.
I love bike riding. I will never get. Oh my God. Hang tight, folks.
Now back to the most viral newsroom.
Point one.
Now back to the most viral newsroom on planet Earth. This is the News Junkie.
I got my headphones on from the minute I'm up till the minute I go to bed. I got my headphones on every day of my life. Go to bed till I'm dead.
My bad. Jury duty in just a moment. And we'll see what's happening, give you some updates on some big stories that have been getting attention, not just here on the show, but around the world. Do join us for that in just a moment. We'll get to you, your feedback, your emails, your dispatches, all of that good stuff. Lots of people with lots of thoughts throughout the show today. I always like to see that. Oh, and Grady Judd has chimed in on one of the big topics of the day. So let's see what he has to say. In fact, let's put that right inside this. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, that's the number, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. The bottom line is there's a lot of attorneys out there, and you might even think, like, I don't need an attorney. Sure, I'm hurt and I got in an accident. You have to think about the future, and you have to think about your family, and don't worry about being mean to the insurance companies, for God's sake. You pay them, you deserve somebody back. Get yours, all right? 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. Let's see what he's got. Grady Judd, Sheriff Grady Judd, has weighed in on some things that are happening in Chicago, I guess, with the police department. And I guess at some point in time, the feds were in Chicago, and there was a call that went out, and the call said, basically, we've been surrounded. The feds said they've been surrounded, and these vehicles have pinned us in, and we need help. And the Chicago police refused to respond. That's at least the allegation. And I'll look into that in a moment here, but let's see what Grady Judd says about this. He always gets attention with his comments.
Hello, I'm Sheriff Grady Judd.
There he is.
I've spent my entire adult life in law enforcement, and I have never heard of one law enforcement agency not helping another when they call for help until this weekend, when a chief of patrol for the Chicago Police Department instructed the police officers not to run in and help their colleagues who were calling for help, who were under attack by a bunch of people clearly violating the law. That's scary.
That's scary.
Let me give you the antithesis of that. We had a single man resist ICE agents and get away from them in our community. We sent a helicopter, a drone, K-9, and 50 law enforcement officers to surround an area, and we found that guy who violently resisted ICE.
So Grady Judd saying, we help over here, and in Chicago, they declined to help the National Guard, I guess, and some of the other folks who are out there, these ICE agents that needed some help at some point in time. And one thing that I see that's popping up that's kind of interesting, this is kind of weird, but I'll tie this to the Mark Sanchez thing. When this NFL commentator, Mark Sanchez, ended up in this stabbing, and the whole world was reacting to this and like, oh my God, this guy got stabbed. What happened here? When the beginning of that story was unfurling, I guess the people in Indianapolis, like the mayor and stuff, went out and they threw a bunch of press conferences. And they were like, we just want to let you know, downtown is safe. Everybody is safe and secure. We don't need the National Guard or the feds. Like, just guys, please. They went out and were making sure that they like, hey, know that we have this under control here. And maybe Judd is doing the same thing. Like, okay, we scratch your back, you scratch ours. Don't come into our territory. Well, maybe he's just saying like he's let down by the idea that they didn't stand up for other officers out there.
Is there more to that story?
Yeah. So they said Border Patrol agents were surrounded by protesters following a vehicle ramming attack in the Chicago Metro, so in downtown Chicago. They requested local police assistance, which was reportedly rejected by the top brass of the local police force. It remains unclear whether the rejection was due to a shortage of officers or a genuine refusal, but yeah, it says they were surrounded by a large crowd of protesters following a ramming incident, and they called for some sort of backup. The National Fraternal Order of Police condemned the top leadership of the Chicago Police from prohibiting officers from assisting Border Patrol agents. And I guess this is the radio transmission.
All right, and 999, just to confirm, 39th Police in Kedzie, they were saying that they were being surrounded by that large crowd, and they were requesting the police were not sending, waving off all the cars heading to 39th Police in Kedzie.
Again, those are the orders we're being given.
Okay, 10-4.
All right, you said those are the orders being given. So that seems at least pretty clear that they were like, we got a call. These people are asking for help. We're not going to help them. However, I will say that I saw, and I don't know if I could find this in time, but I saw the Chicago cop yesterday. The Chicago police went up, and he was saying, like, you can't do this. You can't be lawless. You must follow the law. Is this him? Hang on.
This is after the fact, I imagine.
Yeah.
Federal agents.
Here he is.
ICE, HSI are officers. They are agents of law enforcement.
This is Larry Snelling, the Chicago Police Department superintendent.
If you box them in with vehicles, it is reasonable for them to believe that they are being ambushed.
So why didn't they send help?
End in a deadly situation. And it's reasonable for them to use force based on those conditions. Do not box in any law enforcement officer. You are breaking the law when you do that.
All right, so that's the head of police there in Chicago talking about this. Seems like a tone change, maybe.
It does, but it's also not like taking a side on whether or not they should have helped him out. It was just telling people, hey, listen, if you box these people in, they could probably shoot you, and it would be within the law.
Yeah, I mean, I only know so much about what exactly is happening in particular in Chicago, but it seems like from that traffic on the scanner, like they did know that there was somebody calling for help, and the law enforcement was calling for help, and they didn't do anything. Ryan on YouTube says, you either believe in states' rights or you don't. You can't believe in states' rights when the other side is in office, but believe the Fed can do whatever they want when your guy is running things. I don't think that's true. What you have here is something that's not unprecedented in any way. There has been ICE raids. There has been, before that, it was called, before they were ICE, it was INS. It's just INS by a different name right now. We have had people removed from this country because they were here illegally for a very, 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 very long time. And the feds have every right and authority when somebody has a removal order against them to go in and get that person. Local law enforcement stopping them is not some form of states' rights. And you find yourself in a real iffy argument there if you follow that track down the line. Like,
are they supposed to be showing said order? And I am not trying to get an argument. I am just asking.
I don't care. It's fine.
Is there supposed to be an order? Like, because I have seen, where's the warrant, the judicial order?
Do they have
in
to show
the
it
middle of? That's what I'm asking.
I don't know. C-Lane, look up if ICE has to show you something. What happens a lot of times is these people, like randos, will walk up and they'll be like, show me the order. Like, you can't, as a rando, I don't think that person has any right to see like the order that the police are operating under. But maybe the person who they're deporting might need that. I mean, and I'm sure they'll have to show that at some point in time. They're not just flinging these people out via trebuchet over the border.
It says ICE does not always need a warrant to make an arrest, as they have broad statutory authority to make warrantless arrests for immigration violations. However, to enter a private residence or non-public areas of a workplace, they generally need a judicial warrant signed by a judge or voluntary consent from an authorized adult. They may use ruses to gain entry without identifying themselves as ICE, but any such entry must still comply with the Fourth Amendment.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely an issue that has been escalating over the last couple of weeks in particular in some of these cities that seem resistant to having ICE or any of these other officers go in there and do anything. And I get why on a local level they would want to do that. But the idea that there's like, whoa, no, this is states' rights. You can say, get out of here. During the Civil War, do you think that the South could have just said, nope, states' rights, get out of here. They can't do anything about this? Like, no, obviously the federal government and the state government, there's a back and forth on how power works between those two groups. And deporting people is something absolutely within the purview of the federal government. And I don't know why people want to fight so hard on this issue. If you want to fight on like sending the feds in or the National Guard in to fight crime when they don't think that the local police are doing a good enough job, that is fertile ground for all these arguments. But having somebody come in and deport people and you want to get in the way and you want to, like in Chicago, declaring ICE-free zones and stuff, you can't even do half this stuff. It's not even real. You can't do that stuff. The feds have the right to deport people if they have a final order to deport for them.
Whenever the Civil War is brought up, like maybe about
spent a lot lately,
50 to 60% of the time, like you bring up the Civil War or in an argument like this, and I just think of the guy that talked to us in elementary school and told us it wasn't a civil war because there were two different countries.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't heard it brought in modern conversations up as much as I had in the last like 10 years. I think all that stuff is
World War III.
World War III every day
has been a tease for the last
Civil War.
5 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are mad and pissed off about this stuff, and this is fine. But I don't think we're at a point where we're getting to some sort of civil war. But I mean, I know the governor. I'll try to dig this up somewhere. Pritzker, the governor of Chicago, it just came out and it was like, this looks like the Nazis. It's like all the rhetoric is insano and over the top. But that's where we are right now. Is this him? Hold on. I want to get this in because I just mentioned
that is authoritarianism. We could have talked about Pol Pot. We could have talked about authoritarians across history. I chose something I know very well. I helped to build a Holocaust museum. And what I know is in the early days of the Nazi regime, they started slowly but surely taking away people's rights. And what we're seeing now is the very same thing. They've gone into cities now with the military. Think about that. In your lifetime, have you ever seen anything like that, where the President of the United States is sending military or troops dressed as military, ICE and CBP, in camouflage with automatic weapons into our major cities? It's wrong. And indeed, especially at a time when it's the President of the United States who's causing the mayhem on the ground. We've actually done very well in Chicago, bringing down crime, addressing the needs of victims. He's the one taking...
Chicago talking about crime like this is funny on some level, but I guess this is the back and forth that we see. He said in the early days of the Nazi regime, they started slowly but surely taking away people's rights. Well, if you're talking about ICE, those people don't have a right to be in this country. That's the point. That's the idea. That's the point. But there you go. That's what's happening, at least somewhat, in Chicago. We'll see what you think about that. If you have thoughts, send them in right now. I want to head in a different direction. We have to talk about, when we come back, something happening over at CBS. And the weirdest thing, let's take a swerve, folks. Birds have started to do something unsettling. What does it mean for humans? This is a weird-ass story, but it's real. And we'll talk about it because it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Win tickets to the Tampa Bay Bucks game Wednesday on our Instagram at Real Radio 1041.
Keep an eye out for a car stopped on the shoulder, slowing things down on I-4 westbound approaching Sand Lake Road. You're going to get caught up in some congestion on I-4 getting through the city, and those slowdowns are still active eastbound on I-4 between Osceola Parkway and Apopka Vineland Road. The roadways might be slick in your area. We got some Clouds rolling in. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. Fall for a brooding duke. Dive into a steamy romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas. Or find the perfect rom-com from Lily Chu.
Southeast Steel Appliance Warehouse.
Hey, folks.
I've been there, and trust me, this is the spot to shop. You'll find incredible...
Gonna talk about birds a little bit. Gonna talk about some birds doing weird stuff.
...on select kitchen packages and...
It's a little distraction when we come back. What are the birds doing?
Appliance experts.
What does it mean for us?
To help you pick out features that fit your lifestyle. Brands you know and trust like GE, KitchenAid, and more. Don't miss it. The sale runs through October 15th. Shop Southeast Steel, where you get the best deal.
Lot says, Sean, most of them have work authorization cards and are pending trial, deported without the due process. Sean, can you tell Sue Lucas, aka my mom, hello? That would make her day. She listens every day. Oh, Nick, I wish she was here. I would say hi over here. I would say hi, Sue, but I might forget on the other side.
Tickets are on sale now. Special thanks to M&C Fence, Puddle Jumpers, MCA Transportation, Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, I mean, I think like at the core of all of this, we seem to have people who think one of two things. One, we should be able to enforce our immigration laws. If people are overstaying visas or in this country illegally and they have final notices to be deported, we should be able to deport them. We have had an entire movement to allow this free flow of people into the country for decades. Decades. And it's that movement that I think is partially, at least, if not almost wholly to blame for the circumstances a lot of these people find themselves in. Because they embrace policies or non-intervention methods that allowed millions and millions and millions of more people to flood into the country. They didn't even react until they started busing them to cities like Chicago and New York. Now we have all these people in this country, many of them illegally. Some of them are being deported. Many of them actually do have criminal histories, violent crimes, a lot of them. And then when we have Americans saying, no, you can't do this, we're going to attack the ICE officers trying to deport them, you have to either choose one side that says, hey, you can enforce immigration laws, or no, lawlessness, go after these people, attack the feds. One of those sides has to be your choice. I don't know what to tell you.
And we're talking bonus bets, deposit matches, parlay insurance. Oh, okay. I'll do that kind of drop.
Brandon says, Jesus Christ, you even watch the news, dude. How can a news junkie be so oblivious? ICE have been in a Chicago apartment and pulled out kids, including U.S. citizens, naked kids, zip tying them. Absolute horseshit. I know without a shadow of a doubt what you're saying is not true. This is the language that people use when they talk about this stuff. They say kidnapping. They say they invaded an apartment. Horseshit. If they did something that was illegal, if ICE did something that was actually violating the rights of any of these people, go after them. Civilly, legally, go after them right now. Go after them. But you're not going to, because what you're doing is hyperventilating about details that aren't true. That's what they keep doing in these situations, over and over again. Sean's all in on ICE. As far as that ICE should be able to deport people, yes. Yeah. In a country, you have to have immigration laws. You have to have an enforcement mechanism. So yes, I support the enforcement of immigration law. Yes. 2 minutes.
We're about to podcast for you. Watch this. You have to think of something to say after welcome every week.
Thanks, Sean. She just texted me. Oh, she heard, Nick? Awesome. They were given the option of self-deporting. I literally just heard a story about a family that did self-deport. And I have to tell you, when I see something like this, and a family self-deported, I really hope that they do something to help that family out. Like if somebody said, okay, we're here illegally, we're going to bounce. I think there should be some sort of reward for that. I'm not saying you should go to the front of the line, but I mean, I feel like if somebody did that, if they were like, we want to be Americans through and through, we want to be here legally, my family is going to move back, we're going to go back to Mexico, let's say, and we're going to do this the right way, I think we should take that into account. I think that person will make a great American. So, yeah, I think that would be awesome. Okay, folks, we're coming back in 1 minute.
Oh, no. Stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, and loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often...
Stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Holiday Magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Deposit. DEPOSIT. That's deposit. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
Shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the...
And many of you have thoughts, so we'll get to those. But first, I want to talk about birds for at least a moment or two here. If you miss any of the show today or ever, go to the website, thenewsjunkie.com. Birds! I saw this story and I was like, what is even happening with this? There's a claim that birds throughout the United States of America have been changing. They've adopted a disturbing habit that could mean devastating implications for human society, which that sounds quite bad.
Hefty sentence.
Yeah.
What's changing?
Devastating implications for human society if it continues.
Are they becoming real?
That would be an issue. I'm not a bird expert by any means.
I'm here to answer any questions you have.
But I do know that birds are vitally important to the overall planet and our ecosystem. Sure. And I do know that a lot of birds are cool and beautiful. And
Except for baby pigeons. Those things are nasty looking.
I've talked many times about we have this big owl at our park that's so beautiful. I don't know why. It's on the ground all the time. I don't know why it's running around the ground. Maybe that's normal. But I love them. Love these birds. Good for them. But what's happening here is the big question. Researchers have found that birds are abandoning their usual migration patterns, with warmer temperatures in their winter habits disrupting their annual flights.
Vagrants.
It says, while delaying their yearly flight south may not sound like a major problem, a visiting scientist at Cornell University, that seems like a good place, warned that it could lead to many bird species dying out and drastically altering nature. Well, this is some doomerism right here.
Yeah, are they giving any examples? What birds are going to change humanity as we know it in the next couple of years? Because of
the National Audubon Society, they seem legit, right? They seem like, I guess, I don't know if they're a partisan outlet or something.
National and Society are in the same word, yeah.
National Audubon Society. They're suggesting that 389 North American bird species will be vulnerable to extinction within the next 50 years.
That's a lot.
So they don't mention like the specific types or types of birds.
I'm on Audubon Society. That's what we
But-
have to look out for.
I guess it's bad. I guess it's a problem. I would think, I'm just going to say here, because I think this is kind of like a climate change thing. I would think that probably cats remain the number one enemy of these birds. I would think that cats remain the top problem for all bird species.
That's one way to put it.
Every single time I hear about the number of birds that cats kill, and I mean outside cats.
I think
obviously.
my roommate's old bird met its maker
non-bongo
from a dog. No, not bongo.
Really? A dog got him?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean,
Usually
but
it's
that
cats.
bird had its wings clipped. Obviously, the dog could get it.
I don't know if he clipped the wings.
I mean, there are certain areas, and what was it? Wasn't it Australia or a place that we had spoken about that
They hunt 'em.
the stray cats had overtaken the natural bird population. But the Audubon Society, are they thinking that might be the same, or you're just giving a good guess? Because I don't know if the stray cats are that prominent, especially when it comes to their winter. I mean,
the stray cats
don't
are
often survive in winter climates, and that's what the birds.
What my
gotta
claim
move
is
into the
this.
south.
If this is, and it probably is, because this is where a lot of these articles end up going, it's like climate change is going to kill off all the birds or whatever new kind of doomer thing they have. And my claim is that cats are a way bigger problem. Outdoor cats are a way bigger problem than anything that they're going to drum up in
the
a story
short term,
like this.
yes, I would agree.
Like this says, again, this is from Google's AI, but this says cats in the United States kill an estimated 1.3 billion to 4 billion birds every year, with a common median figure being 2.4 billion birds.
What is the percentage of that? Like, what does that represent as far as the overall population of birds?
Great question.
Are there that many birds? That's a lot. Look, you see what I'm looking at here? This says, in the United States alone, cats kill an estimated 1.3 to 4 billion birds each year. In the United Kingdom, I guess they have less cats. They kill approximately 27 million birds each spring and summer. In Canada, an estimated 100 to 350 million birds fall victim to cats annually. Cats are responsible for the extinction of at least 40 bird species worldwide. In the U.S., stray and feral cats are responsible for about 69% of annual bird deaths. That is crazy, man.
All right, so
That's
40
a lot
bird
right there.
species, definitely quite a bit. It's no 360 something.
No, but they're not specific enough about that. They're just like, if they die out because they'll struggle to find food when the seasons change, like the birds are going to be too confused and they're not going to know where to go. This doesn't
Do you
have
still
a
think
threat.
it's the cats?
I think the cats are 1,000% obviously a bigger threat than like a changing climate to these birds. Yeah, I think 1,000% because the numbers are just insane.
Now, the problem here is what it means for us, because, if a bunch of birds die, how does that affect me? When birds die off en masse, it quickly impacts the pollination of tropical plants such as bananas,
I love
coffee,
bananas.
and cacao, which produces chocolate.
Yes.
That's no good. Now we got an
Exactly.
emergency.
What are we going to give up here?
We got an emergency.
Kill the
on our
cats or the
hands.
cacaos?
This says there's an estimated 7.2 billion birds in the United States, a decrease of 29% since the 1970s. It's obviously an estimate. I love when they say that's an estimate. Yes, indeed. It's an estimate. They did not go out and...
We counted the birds.
1, 2, 3. They did not do that. But there's saying that there's been a big decline. Birds, I'm sorry, it's so tough out there for you right now. It seems a bit brutal. I hate that you have to deal with that. But that's where we find ourselves. Let's see what you got for us. You can join us with your dispatches or emails. And I haven't played too many dispatches, so let me refresh and work in one of these. Here's somebody else talking about the Ed Gein Netflix thing, that very dark, disturbing show, Shelby Dawn.
Jiminy Cricket.
Hey, junkies. I'm just curious to get your opinion about what's wrong with my brain. I watched the Monsters, the Ed Gein documentary over the weekend. I was completely enthralled, just like Courtney, on the edge of my seat, could not look away. But yet, I cannot watch scary movies, horror movies. I can't even watch, like, the trailers for Terrifier. I don't know what's wrong with my brain.
I don't think you're alone. I think there's a lot of people.
She's not alone, but there's a lot of people who are the opposite of that. There are plenty of people who say, I can watch scary movies because I know it's not real and this didn't happen. When I watch the things that are real,
yeah, that's true.
That's what really, like, I go, I got to turn this off. This is
but the
putting
real
me in a bad place.
Ed Gein did not have those abs. We'll give
the thing that is confusing to me is this is like I would just state the obvious here. There's obviously a lot of women who are very drawn to content like this. True crime documentaries, the Ed Gein thing. There's a lot of women who are drawn to that stuff. Yet women are responsible for like a tiny fraction of the violence in not just the United States of America, but the world. Like, look at prisons, look at any data set you want to find on planet Earth. Women are not a violence problem.
But also
in the United States, men are the violence problem.
But also, you say women are responsible for a tiny portion of the violence, even tinier of the kind of violence that you're likely to see in these shows.
Oh yeah,
because
when there's a female serial killer, we literally usually know them by name because there are many.
The one that had
Charlize Theron plays.
That's the one. The one that has the shrine.
Warnos. I guess it shows you that there's an interest there, that a lot of women, the demographic of women in general, tend to like these kind of stories. They tend to take an interest in these sorts of things, but they don't have a propensity for actual violent attacks like a lot of guys do. That's just a weird habit of humanity, whether it's hormones or what, I don't know. But it's definitely an obvious thing if you're just looking at the world.
To this dispatcher, if you really want to test your what's wrong with me, just posted on, God, was it HBO Max or Prime? Either way, Bring Her Home was one of the wildest, scariest, oh my God, they are really good at the effects kind of films I've seen in a very long time. That's so graphic.
That's from the people behind the one with the hand.
Talk to Me.
Talk to Me. It's from the people behind Talk to Me.
Too, maybe, but oh my God, wait to see that film. It's
what's weird? Man. What's weird to me about that, and I don't know, is that the case with the Ed Gein thing? Maybe you can answer that in a second here. But what's weird to me is when it's really, really dark content like the Bring Her Back movie or the Ed Gein thing, and there are kids acting in those scenes, and I'm like, do they know how we like the movie Terrifier? There are kids acting in the Terrifier movie.
I couldn't get through the first 10 minutes of Terrifier 3. We had to come back to that because it was awful. But Bring Her Back was, I mean, it is a good film, but then there's some scenes where both Nicole and I were like, oh my dear God. Yeah. How is this even possible? Who thought of it? Yes, we're still going to watch the whole thing.
But that kid was pretty good.
Done. Oh, it was great.
The kid actor was pretty good. Some of these new actors coming out, like him, I don't think he had been in too much stuff before. And I constantly flash back to that young kid from Adolescence who was just so freaking impressive, even though he had never been in a movie before.
Did you watch Bring Her Back yet then?
Yeah.
The knife. Do you know the kitchen scene?
Vaguely.
Oh my God, I can't stop. Every time I close my eyes, I can picture it vividly.
We watched it right when it came out on demand, and it was a lot. Even Courtney didn't like that one. Or she liked it, but she didn't like it as much as the other one.
Young Jackson has been, when he runs through a room in the house, has his arms out a little bit, so it looks like the Naruto run from Weapons. Ashley points it out every time. So that's been a fun time for us.
Get him an agent. He could be the next horror kid.
Yeah.
I'll pay for college easily.
Remember, we had somebody listen to the show that their kid or their grandkid was involved in that movie. I just wonder about like having your kids. Like, would you feel weird, Celine, if Jackson got some acting role and it was a movie that was a really dark horror movie like that?
No, as long as I would be concerned that it would affect him if he didn't understand it or what. But I wouldn't feel weird about that. I think that would be.
So you're going to stab this lady multiple times.
There you go. Yeah, the one thing I saw was in the Terrifier movies, which we were bringing up here a lot. They're really, really, really violent horror movies. Yeah, the more you get into them, the more like they're not for everybody. Okay, I wouldn't recommend it for most people, but I enjoy it and I enjoy the practical effects. I saw a scene where the main character, who is not named the Terrifier, but a lot of people think that when watching these movies, the main mime character is
Art
the Clown / mime. But yeah, Art the Clown is what the name is that they utilize for this character. It's very scary, very, very scary and over the top. But the actor who physically plays him, I saw like behind the scenes, and he was sitting down talking to the kid, and he was like, "Hey, just so you know, here's what's going to happen in this scene. And, you know, I'm not here to scare you. It's just me. Yeah. It's me." Like, you know.
I saw the same thing with the new It, where it's like when they were done with the scenes, he's like, "Wasn't that fun, guys? All right, high fives all around. Here we go. Yeah. Now I want to go start Act 2 or whatever the hell they say in a
That's kind of sweet
set." I do appreciate that. Now, on the other hand, Steven Spielberg had Drew Barrymore hysterically crying, thinking that E.T. was real, and that's one of the best performances of a child.
I don't know about doing that. What do they call it when an actor like really takes everything seriously? Like method acting for children in scary movies. I don't know.
Yeah, E.T.'s real, and he's gonna die if you don't save him, Drew.
So it's hurt her to this day, probably, Miss Barrymore. Okay, we want to see what you have for us. We'll get to your dispatches, your comments. We got some more stories to get into before we wrap things up today. We got news about a bomb threat that is popping up in headlines all over the place. We got this naked bike ride that's taking off, and a huge announcement in the AI world. What does all of this mean? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's some light rain coming down, making the pavement slick. Visibility is a bit low. Expect.
Hey, everybody.
And there's some congestion getting through the city. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477.
Let me make a tiny little announcement.
This report is
Tiny little announcement for you. First of all, thank you for being here on a Share the Show Tuesday. Make sure you hit that like button if you don't mind. Even if you're grumpy, even if you're getting a little upset today, just hit that like button. I appreciate you. Thank you for your service. To whoever said earlier that they emailed me something, you didn't. You did not. Hello?
I think I'll put some acid in the pool.
Okay, be careful. Hold it way away from your face. I just don't want you to get hurt.
I know, but I should do that before Leslie.
Yeah. Nothing. I wasn't talking to you. All right, be safe. Whoever said they emailed something, you didn't. The email, which I guess I think I say a lot, right, is tips, TIPS, at thenewsjunkie.com, as in the website. The News Junkie, JUNKIE.com. Watson doesn't check his emails? I do, I assure you. I check my emails. I get a lot of emails. But I try my best to look at all of them. Do I respond to all of them? No. No, I just don't have time for them. But I do try to look at them, at least. Booty Sweat says, I need this coffee to work. I'm still sleepy. You know what you got to do then? You take that coffee, you pound it, and then you take 1 Celsius, and then you pound the Celsius. You'll be cruising, chugga chugga choo choo. You'll be on fire. I think Charlie Sheen was a meth head actor. I see what you did there. Eddie wants to be chatter of the day. Maybe, I don't know. Sean, if you take care of your own pool, look at getting a salt system, says Buzz. We do have a salt system, Buzz. We do indeed. I already had 1 Celsius this morning before the gym. I can't do a second. Well, I don't know. If you, like, I was going to say, how are you tired? But if you went to the gym and you've had a long day, I get it. They're coming after your coffee now. You won't be able to breathe like Sean. I'm just not cut out for the caffeine stuff. I am, and I know this is going to sound insane to you, I am a pretty, like, balanced, measured, level person. All right? In my core, I'm very, like, very even keel, calm, controlled. I think a lot about a lot of things. And I remain calm. I know that seems crazy. But if I have a coffee or a Celsius for sure, more than like a sip of Celsius, it makes me too like it's bad for me. It's too much. I'm a pussy when it comes to that. I had 1 Celsius and I could feel my hair growing. It'll get you, man. That company, oh my God. I just saw this story this morning, and I think they said, I might be wrong, but I think they said PepsiCo or one of the big companies has increased their share in Celsius, the ownership of the company Celsius. And I think they said they increased their share to like $2 billion worth, which was like 11% of the company. $20 billion company. Came out of nowhere. But what they did was they realized you have to penetrate the market. You have to penetrate the market. And when you penetrate the market, you have to come full force with a great product right off the jump. And if I'm honest, Celsius is pretty good. It's tasty. So it worked for them. 2 minutes. My first time trying Celsius, I slammed the first can, started the second. I swear I wanted to get out and run beside the truck down the road. I think it's too much for most people. Like, what if you went into an assisted living facility and every door you gave all the oldos a Celsius, I think you'd have like a Meemaw Fight Club by the end of the day. Like, it would be serious. Energy drinks is a difficult market? True. So much competition. It's like really hard to break into that kind of stuff. Anybody who has a business where you're fighting for shelf space in a store, I salute you. You are a hard worker and a fighter, and if your company breaks through, you deserve it, because that is a lot of work to get to that level of success. Celsius is just like a cup of coffee to me. All of them are like, I get jitters. Bad. Okay, we're coming back, folks.
ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack. See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free.
By the way, Darren, thank you for the email, Darren. Shouts out. Thank you for the email, Darren. I see you, Darren.
To make it a screaming good time. Like Halloween Radio,
where we ghosted the commercials.
Trick or Treat Radio, just for the kids. Plus, explore curated Halloween playlists perfect for party vibes and more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Halloween, and listen now.
iHeartRadio.
Most impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors are installed in just 6 to 8 weeks. Visit ReeseWindows.com.
Holiday magic. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Deposit. DEPOSIT. That's deposit. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's the...
Three best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. If people are talking about it out there, we're ahead of everybody else and bringing it to you so you're in the know before your friends. Learn more at thenewsjunkie.com. Somebody sent me this body cam footage. It's ridiculous. But I don't know if I could play it, honest to God. I haven't gone over this just yet. When they sent it to me, I was like, oh, Courtney mentioned this the other day. And I'm sure you guys have probably seen this. There is an incident that happened at this Circle K gas station. And a guy, this is in Florida, the guy is pumping gas and the cops get into like a standoff with him. And the cops thought that the gas pump was a gun.
I did hear about this. I have not seen the body cam footage yet.
I don't know if I could play this. I don't know if we should risk it or not.
It sounds like something that would involve profanity, but it
does. Ready to dump.
All right, we'll try. We'll see how far we can get here. But the cops pull up to this Circle K, and the guy who the cops are approaching, he's like, wait, what? Wait, you think I have a gun? And they're like, yeah.
What?
He said that, and I from gleaming through the video and glancing at the story very quickly, the best I could get was the guy is filling up at the pump, and the gas is not working at the pump at this Circle K gas station. So he takes the gas pump out, and then he's like trying to show it to the person inside. He's like, yo, like, hey, help me out. I want to fill up my car. And then he goes to put it back in. And perhaps some dummy driving by was like, oh my God, that man is robbing the gas station with a large gun. He's
right by the gas pumps, and it has a hose attached to it. But okay,
it seems like that would be obvious, but I guess that it's not. Let's see here. Hold on.
What do you have in your hand?
He's got his hands up. Not only does he have his hands up, he just dropped whatever else was in his hands. This guy's like, please don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me. I don't have a weapon here. I'm just trying to fill my key up with gas.
Okay. Stay in the car. Okay.
Stay in the car. The other
Place
person.
your hands behind your back.
He's doing everything.
What are you doing?
I'm filling up gas, Cam.
You understand you're holding it like this, like it's a pistol, right?
No, I was showing her to cut the pump on.
Okay. But
he said
you're holding it like a pistol? That's how you hold it. What are you
How else do I hold the gas pump? It's got a handle on it. I can only hold like.
If you hold the gas pump sideways, that's
right.
Gangster threat.
You're like, empty out the cash register. That's insane. But I love that he is like, you understand what you're doing, right? You're holding it like every other person has held it forever, but I'm going to stand by and be stern.
Am I missing a point here? Like, is there a way to hold the gas pump that seems like it's a gun?
No.
Everything's the same way, right? Like,
you're supposed to hold it just with your thumb and index finger.
I've never seen a non-traditional gas hold, if that's the case.
The pumping of gas is one of the few things, that people all do the same way. I mean, the only difference in the way to pump gas really do they or do they not have that little latch that's going to hold the thing shut?
Yeah, and is it working properly?
Right.
So somebody says over on YouTube, I think, let's be real, it's because he was black, says D-Rod. Isn't it a white guy? Isn't this a white dude?
That's a black man.
He's turned
No,
around.
but it looks like to the motoring public on the roadway.
I was just showing her the thing.
No, it's a white dude, is it not?
It looks like a white guy. It looked like a white guy when he was the first time when he was like, I'm pumping gas, man.
Yeah, he's in the shade, so it's really hard to tell because it's like the overhang of the gas station and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I'm just going by what I'm looking at here. But the cop pulled up on him and is like, whoa, buddy.
You realize it looked like you're holding a pistol?
He's like, he was, and it makes total sense.
So
He's
does
like,
all the other cars.
He's like, I was holding it up to say, like, hey, I'm on this pump right here, which I think I've probably done before. I think I might have done that at some point in time.
That's wild.
Elder of Rock says he was holding it gangster style. I don't think you can do that. I don't think there's a way to do that. Maybe he gets into more details. Hopefully he doesn't curse.
I don't know to get the gas.
Do you have your ID on you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I turn around?
Yeah, that's fine.
Can I turn around?
Hang on.
But you understand, you're holding it like this, and it looks like a handgun, right?
No, I'm trying
Do you understand? You're the weird one here, okay? God.
Also,
Oh,
I
man.
can't get my head around where this man's from.
It's Florida. I know that.
It's Leon County. Leon County.
Where's Leon County? Is that down south?
No, it's up north.
Up north? Okay. He's in Florida. And the guy said he's like very surprised that this cop approached him. It's just so stupid.
You realize how you held it, man?
Leon County is where Tallahassee is.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, he's being pretty cool considering the circumstance. Like the cop almost shot him for God's sake.
Could
The
you
guy's like,
imagine? What an idiot.
this seems dumb.
I want to know what this police officer thinks the correct non-pistol way to hold a gas pump is, because it really just
The
seems
next
like
challenge. Anyone who's listening to the show and pumping gas, send a dispatch video of the non-pistol way of holding it, please.
Only backwards. I'm only reverse cowgirling my gas now at the pump. I'm only like put my hand around backwards and hold it that way. Never, ever point it forwards. You're going to end up like this dude.
You have to do two hands, I guess, and put it by your crotch.
It's dangerous, all of it. But still, it's better than getting shot by the cops. You don't want that.
Also,
Speaking
if he
of
had
that.
shot him, that would have been
would've been
very
bad.
risky to have the whole place explode. But
Yeah, this is a bad place for a firefight here. They've done a good job of not cursing. I don't know if I should. 2 seconds later.
full
I knew
jinxed it.
I knew it. We're like, he's a good guy.
Also,
He's a good
whoever
guy.
edited it, thank you for at least blurring out in a full black block his license.
Yeah, we
you
don't see
can't
that.
bleep out that F word.
Celine, did you find the story on this? There's no way this guy got charged with anything, right?
I saw it on the news.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So I
Because
don't.
there's nothing illegal about you just holding a gas pump in your hand. And if there is, we have lost the country, friends. If we can't pump our gas at the gas station,
And what
there's a problem
asshole
going on.
sent or called the cops on to begin with, or was
Somebody-
that cop just driving by?
I don't want to connect two things that probably aren't connected, but I wonder if there's some people who possibly in the state of Florida have heard about all the open carry stuff and they're kind of hyper vigilant. Is anybody like carrying around here? This is the only thing I could think of to
Have you
make
guys
it
seen
like
that in person yet?
which one? No, I haven't. Have you?
I have
I've
not. But I did see it down in Miami, like the motorcyclists, not in person.
I didn't see it in person, but I did on my way out of a Publix overhear a conversation between some ladies who were talking about the open carry, and this one lady who I don't know that I would have saw this in her if I had just randomly seen her and not heard her talking about this, but she goes, "I don't want to open carry." She goes, "I don't want people to know that I can shoot them. I want to conceal it." And so then if you come at me, guess what? I can shoot you. Or
Okay, wow.
like that.
I like that. Didn't see that coming. That's what she wants, too. She wants it to be a surprise. We're going to take a quick break. Oh, by the way, the AI update, there are now apps in ChatGPT. They've launched this series of apps that do various things. Booking.com has one.
Booking.
Canva,
Yeah.
Canva Coursera. I don't know what that is. Figma is a thing where if you want it to design a website for you, you can have it made into a Figma, and then designers can turn the Figma into an actual website. Expedia, Spotify, and Zillow. You can use them all within ChatGPT's environment now.
Did they talk any about the Ligma?
Nothing about Ligma. No, nothing about Ligma. Mostly on the Figma front. Not going for the newfangled Yo Mama joke, but either way. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do this. The final dispatches. The stories that didn't make the cut. And, of course, today I learned to wrap everything up for a Share the Show Tuesday. All of that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Florida is receiving nearly $40 million to support new electric vehicle charging stations across the Sunshine State.
If you don't mind, though, I want to know where those Duval ones are going to be so I can sit and watch the people wonder what it is.
Hey, what's that? That's a new robot? That's a new robot up there.
The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Happy Tuesday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, we'll finally see a little bit of a break in the rain. Not quite as widespread and heavy as what we've been seeing the past few days. So we'll plan for about a 40% chance of some scattered showers and a few downpours along the way.
Port is sponsored by the Daytona Home Show.
Don't miss the Daytona Home Expo this weekend, October 11th and 12th at the Ocean Center.
See everything for, in, and around your home. Free admission all weekend.
The Daytona Home Expo is Saturday and Sunday at the Ocean Center.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big...
All right, folks. That's it. It's been a rambunctious, wild, ridiculous day. You've had some good takes and some bad ones. But what I want to know is how do you rate the show? Rate the show out of 10. 10 out of 10 is a banger. 1 out of 10 is a would not recommend. Would not recommend on a Share the Show Tuesday. Whilst you're doing that, I want to thank you. And I know you might not believe this, but I mean it legitimately from the bottom of my heart. No matter where you're at on the political spectrum, I hope that we can gather here and talk about all the stuff happening in the world each day, hash it out with each other. I find that to be interesting and fun on many levels. And I hope, you challenge me and I challenge you. I'm open to that every single day that we do this. So no matter where you're at, no matter if I make you mad from time to time, I appreciate you spending time with the show. And if you don't mind, and this is not just a pitch to plead to your emotions, but if you don't mind, hit that like button. Hit that like button. How many likes we have? 8 out of 10. Chat was 4 out of 10. Show 10 out of 10. Chat 6 out of 10. 8.2 unleaded Lugers out of 10. Would not recommend if you're a sensitive adult. Otherwise, 10 out of 10. All right. Good people. Ooh. Ooh. I got to get Today I Learned, but it looks like him is out to rent. I heard bad things, but I might still be down for that. Be back. You want to watch that? I mean, no, that's illegal, Courtney. What are you talking about, dude? Who's our chatter of the day? That's all I want to hear about right now. Because I don't even want to know how many likes we have. It's probably depressing. It'll probably hurt my feelings. Unbelievable. 10 out of 10 if I could open carry in this chat. That sounds dangerous.
No. Stomach issues again? Stomach issues? Who are you?
45 seconds.
I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, loose oily stools. I thought it was my stomach.
I choose the person who I think is great, fantastic in every way,
Doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable.
really doesn't get enough attention.
EPI.com and speak with your doctor. That's identical.
Decon on YouTube, our chatter of the day. Decon, I forgot if you said anything mean about me, but if you did, I don't forgive you. If you didn't, good. Chatter of the day, Decon. Let's hear it for the girl.
Charge.
Radio, your way.
Join the millions who already have it. The free iHeartRadio app.
The #1 app for radio.
Storms coming? Prep with Gorilla Tape. It's tough, weather resistant, and sticks to rough and uneven surfaces. Patch, hold, seal, and protect. Gorilla Tape holds strong in wind and rain. Gorilla Tape. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the new.
I know, we'll be back to do it tomorrow, I promise. We'll have the food fights, the mud fights, and the good moments all over again. Another day of viral news for Wednesday tomorrow, of course, here on the show. Final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Tuesday, Share the Show Tuesday, in fact. Oh, somebody said they just snagged the last 2 front row seats for the roast.
Nice.
Oh,
You're in big trouble. We're going to roast you.
I think there's probably still a couple more left just based on what I saw earlier. But if you got the front row seats, that's awesome. I'm glad to have somebody up close there that's going to really have a good time. And we got some special guests. We got some people who were talking about this morning. And, yep, he did. He grabbed those seats right in front of the stage.
Well
There's
done.
one seat. I want one of you solo folks. Let's do this, baby. Let's do this. One of you solo folks, come out for a fancy night with us and be there for the live taping of the roast of Sean Wasson, the Halloween roast of Sean Wasson, October 30th at Dr. Phillips Center, Judson's Live. We have a couple of seats, which are the ones that they just opened up in the back line at the venue. There are no bad seats here. But in this corner, there's room for a group of like 4, and then there's 2 tops for some of you couples to pop in here and hang out with us at this upscale event while we have this big filming going on. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, sorry.
That too. It's gonna be me. It's not me. No. All right. Let's see. How much time do we have? We got time, right? We got a little bit of time. Thank you, DJ. Though, appreciate that very, very much.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to some final dispatches here, shall we? Here we go.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play one.
Maybe. What do you know, song guy? You're just AI anyway. Let's see what we got here. Let me refresh to get
Very
the
rude,
latest.
this song guy.
I didn't mean to. He does not hurt by it, though, on account of the AI. There's Bland in the inbox here with a new dispatch about cats. Let's see what they say. Hello?
Hey, News Junkies, calling about the domestic cat bird problems. I've read a few articles in their supposed research where the domestic cats are actually helping by only being able to catch the sick, the weak, or the dumb of those birds. which technically helps strengthen
survival of the
that bird
fittest
pool, right? Because all those ones are picked off pretty easily. My cat couldn't catch a bird if it walked in front of it and put it in its mouth. So I'm kind of leaning towards that being a possibility, or at least a silver lining theory. Any usals, have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, Bland.
Have you guys seen the video that was going around? It might be AI, but it's like of a cat who's like I brought you a present to their owner who was sleeping.
I did. I think so.
It was like a little mouse or something that they just dropped, and it like hit him right in the mouth.
Ew, wow.
Ew, it landed on their face.
The reason I think it's AI is because who sleeps with a some sort of night vision camera pointed at their face?
That's true. Yeah. God, I hate that. I hate that you have to question everything now. You have to be skeptical and question everything. I'll see a fun video, and I want to believe that the squirrel is flying on top of the air conditioner unit. I want to believe it is.
Well, better believe that Carl is a rap star.
I do believe that. I mean, I can't live in a world where I don't believe that. I don't like it.
We just dropped a new track on my Instagram. That's Sabrina Ambra.
Oh, really? Is he like an aggressive rapper? Like he is aggressive
is
about
is he a triplet rapper? Like that's so common now?
The what?
So the triplet, everything's in threes? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
It's very quick, I'll tell you that. Like, I'd like him to an E40, but he's just E5.5 pounds.
Oh, a little guy with a big heart, though.
Low paws,
big heart. Our last one, this is about somebody who plays that Ed Gein's mom in the series. It's Laurie Metcalf.
Everyone, Simply Jeremy here.
Is it?
Hey, so did anybody else
Roseanne.
notice that the mom in that Ed Gein story is played by the same actress that played the aunt in Roseanne?
Boom. Yeah.
That was Roseanne's sister.
I thought that bitch was
Wasn't sure if anybody else noticed that.
I noticed it when I looked at the cast list, but when I was actually watching the show, I knew it ahead of time too, but when I was watching the show, I did not recognize her, which is...
I get her and the lady from Austin Powers confused all the time. It's like, bring in the clown!
Fraulein?
Yeah.
We got one more, right? No.
Hit it. I dare you.
All right, Decon.
Yeah, those decorations, not a big deal. I remember when Kathy Griffin held a decapitated head of Donald Trump.
Right, that's what I was thinking of.
Obviously, she wasn't sentenced or anything.
Yeah.
A bunch of public outcry, but nothing came of that. So, this is nothing.
Yeah, I mean, public outcry, like, who cares? If you do something like that, you're probably going to get some sort of reaction. But they arrested this guy for his Halloween lawn decoration. Sealand, let's put that on the Mo list.
Get a good lawyer. Get a good lawyer, and you'll be good.
Yeah. I want to see what Mo thinks about that when he comes in this week. The World Naked Bike Ride is going to be in Portland. They're fixing all the problems, baby, by getting naked and riding on them bikes. This is a response to the push for a National Guard deployment in Portland, Oregon. That's what they're up to. Taylor Swift says she didn't turn down the Super Bowl halftime show because of performance footage rights. She wasn't worried about that. Tesla has teased that they have some sort of launch today. I don't know if that's come out or not. And that is going to have to do it. Oh, the bomb threat thing was Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. There was a bomb threat in her office, and people were like, whoa, what the hell's going on here? This was last year, and it turns out it was one of the employees for the mayor who was responsible. That former staffer is now, as you heard, not working for the mayor any longer. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. You're going to get this. Today I learned this guy. Ludacris. Ludacris is correct. Ludacris got the opportunity to act in Too Fast, Too Furious after Ja Rule turned down $500,000 to return. He said, I can't do it. It's not enough money for me. The director, John Singleton, said Ja Rule was acting like he was too big to be in the sequel and wouldn't return his call. So he said, hey, Ludacris, you interested in doing some acting? And he said, yeah. That was a good call for him. That worked out real well for Ludacris. I don't know if Ludacris was in a bunch of stuff before that, but he's done pretty well in the Fast and Furious series.
He was on CSI Miami, I'm pretty sure.
Was he? Yeah. I like to see these guys do these crossover things. It's pretty impressive. And let's see. Today I learned we're going to have to switch to the last one because of time. Today I learned this lady right here.
Set it up. Lauper.
Cyndi Lauper is correct. The song Time After Time was named because Cyndi Lauper just stumbled upon a title of a sci-fi movie called Time After Time on a TV guide. She really liked the title and she used it as a placeholder. She was going to change it at some point in time, but she said, no, I like it. Released this in the 80s. It became one of her biggest hits of all time. It's a mega catchy song, and we end on it today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. Get the podcast links over in the